Good afternoon, Saints Nation. Welcome to the CCA Summer Series East Qualifier number 2 here. Everyone's last chance to get into the CCA Summer Series League play. So lots on the line here today. Going to be an exciting but very, very tough bracket ahead. Looking forward to it, of course. My name is Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, joined alongside Zarin Bartholomew. How are you doing, man?
Doing good. Excited for some Rocket League today. I mean, again, like you said, last chance for St. Clair and, well, anybody to get into the Summer Series. So looking forward to this one. Some tough teams in this bracket, so it should be a fun day.
Absolutely. Compared to some of the CCA Summer Series or some of the CRL Sundays that we've been to in the past where like, oh yeah, top 4 make it in, no problem. Sometimes we've seen as high as like top 6 or something make it into a secondary portion. No, that is not the case at all. Of course, it is only the top 2 that get to make it in here, making the competition to actually get into the league play itself so much more difficult compared to past years. Going to be extremely interesting because if I take a look at the bracket, we'll see, like you had mentioned before, some tough teams and a lot of killers here in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first notable team is Akron.
Absolutely.
Obviously, they've had a couple graduates, so it's a new-look Akron team. But we've seen the recruits over the last few weeks. If you've been following along on Twitter, this Akron team is back, and they are ready to go. And looks like they just kicked off their bracket run here. So that's a team that I'm looking at to really cement themselves right away here in this qualifier. And of course, you got the likes of Grand Valley State and Syracuse as well. So three very tough teams, probably the best teams in this pool alongside St. Clair. So and as you see, I mean, the top side of that bracket, St. Clair and Akron, if all things go right for both teams, they're likely to meet in the semifinal in the qualifying game. So that should be a fun one if it does come to that.
Yeah, it'd be very, very interesting seeing a little bit of an old school CRL run back of sorts here. But like I said, granted, some different teams there. And we did actually get our opponent here. Our Saints, of course, did get the opportunity to get the bye. I think we were seeded 4th in this pool. And we are going up against Indiana Tech, who did just manage to take care of, I want to say OTSU, but OSU. White in a 2-0 fashion, so nice and quick there. Of course, early on in these brackets, as if you need any more pressure, these are only best of 3s.
Yeah, best of 3s, no room for error at all. I mean, this is usually a game that, you know, best of 5s go fairly quick, and you have a little bit of wiggle room, but you get into best of 3s, all of a sudden you lose game 1, you're on match point. So it can get a little bit hectic for sure. So we'll see how things square up against Indiana Tech in here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean the running gag is, we're just downloading, we're just gathering information, right? Well, I hope you have good download speed because you do not have much time in the slightest. Now, for our Saints roster, starting things up, of course, we are going to have Nitrix, Christian, and Spoods going to be taking the field here. Where is Vesh? He is at home. So as per the CCA Summer Series rules, you have to play in the NA qualifiers from, well, NA. So no Vesh this time by. We're, of course, looking forward to seeing him come the new semester. But this does, of course, mean that Nitrix gets to take the field once again alongside the old school squad. So going to be looking forward to it. I say old school, but granted, Nitrix is about as old school as it comes around here.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the staples of the program over the last several seasons. Of course, visited 2 CRL championships already. Very well experienced. Well, we'll talk about him a little bit more after this, but we're right into game 1.
There we go. That's what we like to see. Everybody get in and hopping right onto the field basically right away here, where Christian immediately getting a threatening position there onto that ball, whether that was a pass or a shot, nearly getting into the net there. Gets sent back into the Saints zone, but of course Spoods is going to be there to pick it up alongside the rest of his team. So a little bit of a stalemate as we start off early into this first round.
Yep, Spoods, the last line of defense. Always good opportunity for Nitrix, and that one's going to get slotted in. One of the quickest goals and easiest goals Nitrix will ever score. Great setup there from Bennett. Actually, a mistake there from Chip. Indiana Tech giving up a freebie. St. Clair with the lead just 31 seconds into this one.
Okay, to be fair, if Chip didn't end up doing that, the Saints would have.
Yeah.
I think like they were lined up exactly for that passing play. Just unfortunate there for Chip. Was just trying to clear it away, had the right intentions, but it went right on over to the bumper of Nitrix and able to secure that one. So Saints off to a fantastic start, and Christian not going to be happy with just a 1, looking for a secondary by himself. No, Nitrix is coming up, but could not quite get there as the ball did get knocked aside. But now Nitrix up to the top, looks sort of flip past the defender, and it's passing it back on down just outside of the crease here. 2 Saints ready and waiting. Up and above, looking for the knockdown. It is right on the goalpost, but not quite going going to go in.
Yeah, all over the net is St. Clair right now. I mean, not a lot of quality scoring chances except for this one right here, but that just hits the crossbar and bounces out for Nitrix. But not a lot of quality chances there in that sequence, but they're controlling the ball pretty much the entirety of the game so far. Indiana Tech playing on their heels since kickoff, and now they're actually going to have an opportunity for themselves, but once again, it's Spoos. Last line of defense, going to try to clear this one out.
I mean, sure, Indiana Tech may have gotten a swing or two in on the Saints net, but it was always answered by somebody. But of course, Saints right back into the offensive zone here, looking for a teammate. I think that's going to be Christian, who picks it on up into the corner. How do you bring it up front from here? Going to try and take it himself. He is going to be stopped, though. Zodic Star there from Indiana Tech is going to be able to clear this thing out, and actually had a near breakaway opportunity. Spoods very carefully going to be pushing that one outside the crease, but the shots are still actually coming. Indiana Tech nearly finding some good opportunities there, but a good save there from Christian to keep that out.
Yeah, great second touch from Bluey to try to pot that one in just under the crossbar, but Christian, like you said, there for the defense as he's going to start to work towards the blue zone. Indiana Tech just going to keep it a little bit of a stalemate right now, but good opportunity. Great setup by Chip, and Bluey puts it home. And Indiana Tech answer with a very impressive sequence.
Okay, Game has to recognize Gabe here. That was a fantastic passing play coming out here from the Indiana Tech squad. Fantastically done there to knock that down right for the player, right in the sweet spot, able to tuck that one in. Tying this up basically right at the halfway point.
Yeah, Spoods just a tad too late on that one. Did get a touch on it, but couldn't get the full body of the car. Here's a good chance now for Christian, but just overshoots it by a little bit. See Nitrix rotating back, trying to play that defensive role, but now allows his teammates to wrap back to their own end, and there's Spoods underneath the ball. Just a little bit of miscues right now for St. Clair, not looking like themselves from the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a couple of miscues here and there, but with Indiana Tech kind of fighting back, it is kind of rattling the cage just ever so slightly, as we do see Indiana Tech looking for another opportunity. Chip versus the world here inside of the Saints crease, but it is going to be Christian, who does get it past one, up in the sky still, looking to try and bring it further, but it is going to be stopped at the crease by Bluey, who's going to now take this one out for just a moment's time. Looks for Chip, but good interference run there by Spoods up into the skies, but Nitrix is going to be able to stop that shot from happening.
Yeah, the ball just kind of stalemated towards center court here as Christian gonna try to get that bounce off the wall. Nitrix gonna answer back with one. Can't get a clean touch on it, so Chip is gonna have an easy clear for him. You see Bluey already pushed up towards the St. Clair zone. Nothing doing it yet. Just trying to get a little bit pressure towards the opposition's field. As Bluey gonna steal this ball, not really a legit chance for him there. So ball once again, just going to play towards midfield as Indiana Tech looking for some sort of answer.
I mean, Indiana Tech doing some decent control inside their own zone, but they need to clear this thing out because here comes Spoods. Does have it up high just outside of the crease, knocks it down to a teammate, but it's going to be Bluey right there to stop the shot there from the Spoods. But the offense for the Saints is not done just yet. Christian is just going to brute force his way right through the crease, but it is going to be cleared off to the side for a moment's time for Chip. Chip up into the skies, going out against one, gets past it, but could not get past the last defender, but there is one more. Bluey had it, all right idea, but he ran out of boost, could not get the shot off. So now Saints, they don't have much in the tank, but with it, overtime on the horizon here, 40 seconds, who's going to take the first shot?
Overtime on the horizon indeed. Christian trying to work the right wall, but no, it's going to be Bluey there to clear that one out. Chip working down the left side. Spoods got a defense, but great chip by Chip, but it's going to be Christian able to knock that ball into the corner and keep Indiana Tech at bay right now. Indiana Tech has started controlling this game here with 20 seconds left to go. We're tied at 1. Bluey with a chance on goal. Ooh. Great save there from Spoods, and the rebound goes in. Zodic Star puts it home, and 17 seconds left. Indiana Tech take the lead here in game 1.
Perfect timing there for Zodic Star just to get the opportunity to take the shot right off of the missed initial shot. So now game 1 sitting in Indiana Tech's favor with just a couple seconds left to go. Christian versus Bluey. Actually, Spood's going to blow up Zodic Star, look for an early opportunity, but it's Chip now who's just killing so much time and even getting a good shot off, forcing Christian to make an additional save. But with 5 seconds left on the clock as of this moment, one more offensive opportunity for the Saints to keep themselves into game number 1, but that ball is on the ground. There is no chance of getting a shot that way. Indiana Tech with the fight to bring this one back into their favor.
Yeah, the fight indeed. What a game from Bluey. He controlled pretty much everything for that team. Relied on his teammates to dictate the game defensively, but he controlled everything on the offensive side. obviously scored the first goal and set up the second one as well. So
Like-
congrats to Indiana Tech on that game.
Defensively as well, too, with 3 saves leading the team. And to be fair,
Go.
he only had the 1 shot, but hey, I'll take 100% hit rate with goals. So fantastic job there. And just like great job there, of course, for Indiana Tech. The Saints, of course, were not far behind. It was just one final miscue at the very, very end that kind of cost them that game. So hopefully shake that one off, and let's get on into game number 2 in just a moment's time.
Yep, that was the story of game number 1. Just a couple miscues. We saw St. Clair control the first 2 minutes of the game.
Decisively, too.
Yeah,
even.
oh yeah, they looked absolutely dominant, but just one goal seemed to just flip the switch for Indiana Tech, and they were to control the game the rest of the way. So we'll see what happens here in game 2. Loser drops down to the lower bracket. St. Clair already on the break, but a good shot from Nitrix. Gonna put that one in. And, well, good start yet again.
Like from all the way into our own crease, I believe that was Spoods that launched it, and just the slightest redirect, because there was the defender in the Indiana Tech net ready, was currently up in the skies trying to stop that. So the way it may have looked like a goal secured, no, that tip was absolutely necessary. So fantastic job from the Saints to get that. But holy smokes, Bluey just broke all of our axles.
Oh my goodness, Bluey, the solo effort all the way from their own crease this time. Bluey with a huge deke on the Spoods. Last second, puts that one in, and Indiana Tech tie it right back up just under 10 seconds later as, again, Bluey been the all-star of this series and doing so again right now for IT.
Now Zodic Star's opportunity here to go on the offense. Nitrix, though, is going to be right there to make that first initial save. Little bit of a kerfuffle now right in the corner, nearly shooting out right in front of the net, but Spoods is going to control it for the time being. Off to another Saint, but Bluey is back to stop any sort of stray shots. But now the stress has to be getting to our Saints a little bit to immediately have to go down into the lower bracket. If that scenario does end up happening, would be absolutely heartbreaking. You'd have to take basically the hard way through this tournament if that does end up happening, but I might be speaking a little bit too soon. Spoods wants to shut me up right here, right now, passing this off, and just like that, I need to curse him a little bit more often if we're going to make plays like that.
Wow, great effort again. It's been the story of this game. It's been the individual efforts. But, wow, Spoods makes it happen. Great look there from Christian. Knew it was coming, and that was an easy one for him to put it in the net.
That's kind of what surprised me right there for a second there. Yeah, Christian got the shot, but we did see, especially in that replay, a good view of it. Spoods just getting the body block onto the one defender. And now that just let the floodgates fly. And now Christian gets a second of the game.
Yeah, looks like Christian has been welcomed to the series in a big way. 2 goals already for him in this one. Pretty quiet in game number 1, but finding his own here in game number 2 with his team back against the wall. And 3-1 now for St. Clair. 3 minutes ago, so lots of time for Indiana Tech, but right now St. Clair playing like they did in game 1, at least early game 1.
And at that time, it was Nitrix playing on the defensive side there with the body block. So Saints are doing a very, very good, I guess, what is it, like protect the queen kind of, protect the king kind of style here, where let Christian go, everybody else just defend. But we have another opportunity here from Bluey trying to get a shot on target. Kind of ran out of boost though at the end of that one, so could not get the flip that they were looking for. But you got Chip there to kind of scrap it up and put it in anyway. Indiana Tech brings it between 1.
Yeah, scrap it up indeed. Everybody seemed like they were out of boost by the end of that one as Chip knocks it in. So they cut the lead down to 1. Still lots of time left here for Indiana Tech to tie this one up, but St. Clair still in control as we get towards the second half of this one.
Yeah, but now we have Christian maybe looking for a hat trick for himself. That'd be definitely the icing on the cake of sorts here in this game number 2. But that is a dangerously slow dropping ball right into the crease. But now it is going to be Indiana Tech trying to move forward. Chip may not get the ball, but does manage to demo Spoods off the field. But this thing's going all the way back. Christian is, in fact, going to get that hat trick for himself to bring the Saints up 2.
Hat trick for Christian. Up 2 again is St. Clair. Great rotations again. You talked about it just a few moments ago. Nitrix wrapping back to play D. Spoods pushing up the field, just play that kind of middle role there. Allows Christian to take point, and he puts it in yet again. 3 goals for him. 3 out of 4, nonetheless. St. Clair looking to add to that total.
Yeah, Christian basically used the defending Indiana Tech player as like a golf tee, just teed up the shot and shot it all the way down into the goal. So fantastic job all around there for the Saints to make that one happen, but they have to start hanging on now. There is still half a game left to go here, 2:30 exactly as of this moment. So still plenty of time for Indiana Tech to get themselves back into this game, and we know if Bluey gets the opportunity to work, he'll get past everybody. He's done it once, he'll do it again if he has to. Nearly made it happen there.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see the talent level of Bluey is, again, been all offense for Indiana Tech. Can they make that magic happen here? Only 2 minutes left to try to move on to winner's bracket round 3. With St. Clair still in control. 2 minutes remaining. As a good opportunity there again for Christian, looking for his 4th of the game. Not going to happen quite yet.
I do like, though, that the Saints are pretty much consistently keeping a third person all the way at the very back. No matter what kind of offensive stuff they get into, there is some sort of reinforcements, but the goals are the best form of reinforcement. Goal number 2 of the game here for Nitrix.
Nitrix, I mean, there was a big question coming into this, what the team would look like offensively without Vesh, who's normally their powerhouse offensive player. Christian, Nitrix complementing each other very, very nicely here in Game 2, so that question can be completely erased off the board.
Absolutely.
As St. Clair looking prime to take game number 2, force that Game 3.
Oh, he was nearly finding the individual play, which would have been absolutely an icing on the cake kind of moment there. Fantastic shot there from Spoots as well, going to get redirected aside. But now this game number 2 is slowly but surely starting to kind of run away here for or against Indiana Tech. They need something rather quickly. Definitely not impossible. We've seen crazier things happen. However, the momentum in the room, the feeling that you're kind of getting right now is that this is just going further and further away. And how about number 4 there from Christian? What a setup.
Great setup indeed. And yeah, I mean, this is probably what you expected out of St. Clair in Game 1. I mean, Indiana Tech coming off of the series just before, perhaps they're a little bit more warmed up, a little bit more well-oiled. St. Clair just roughly getting into this one, but able to answer back in a big way in Game 2. This is a statement victory and one you absolutely needed if you're the Saints.
Yeah, the one thing that I do worry about, though, is that as of the way that the Saints have been playing right now, I hope that they're warmed up and now they're firing on all cylinders. But if it's streaky, then I'm kind of nervous, because we did see in game number 1, like, they were basically for the first third of the game constantly in the offensive zone, extremely like decisively, and just able to like not let Indiana Tech even out of their side. But as soon as one thing went wrong, they kind of fell apart a little bit. They were able to defend against that this time by, but what do we get for game number 3, I wonder, assuming we get there, but granted, very likely at this point.
Very likely 6-2. Not much happening for Indiana Tech here in Game 2. Hoping to put St. Clair away, but not going to happen yet. They will have another opportunity in just about 30 seconds time. St. Clair, again, you got to think that they're warmed up. They're finally looking like themselves a little bit as that shot just goes wide. Chip looking to get another one after that demo. Again, we'll see what happens here in Game 3. Is it streaky, or are they warmed up? Or are they firing like they know they can?
Absolutely. Time ticking on down. They might actually manage to snag one. No big save there from Spoods to keep this one at a 6-2 finale, as long as Bluey doesn't find the most immaculate of individual efforts. But it looks like this ball's going to hit the ground here, and that is going to be Indiana Tech dropping game number 2. Saints going to bring this one to game 3. We're getting to the exciting stuff pretty much right away. Normally we have to wait until like quarters, semis before we start getting some close games. We're getting them right away.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive performance right now from Indiana Tech. Obviously, Game 2 doesn't go your way. A bit of a blowout, but a good statement win in Game 1. They woke up the Saints a little bit. It's like, okay, guys, like, we're here to play. So got to tip the hat to Indiana Tech. And again, they have a chance to close them out here still. Absolutely.
It's still not quite done, but we'll have to see this time by Christian, of course, probably the standout there for game number 2 with 8 shots in that game, with 4 of them, of course, turning into goals. But, of course, everybody on the Saints had their role in making that entire thing happen, because you can't necessarily put demos on the scoreboard.
Good block there from Exotic Star to get the pressure in. Here's Bluey with the shot, but good challenge. Good 50-50 ball from Spoods. Going to keep that one out of the back of the net. As more pressure now from Indiana Tech. They're off to a hot start here. Spoods looking to clear this one. He does finally. And now the offensive pressure starts to go the other way. Here's Nitrix. Great pass, great shot on goal. Off the post and in. Spoods with a huge defensive play. Opens up the rest of the field for Nitrix to put that one in. Wow, great up and down there from Spoods. It all started from him.
So many things had to go right there between that pass and Nitrix being able to pull a little 1v1 dangle on the Indiana Tech defenders, able to get the Saints a nice, quick, and early lead here. We're still over 4 minutes left to go. If it is streaky, if it's momentum-based, this is might as well ride it out at this point here, because they are looking fantastic at this rate.
Fantastic indeed, and you know that was an important start for them.
Oh.
Good opportunity to get from Nitrix. He looks fantastic right now for the Saint squad as they look to build on this one. The pressure instantly swinging back their way. It was a good start for Indiana Tech there in the first 45-ish seconds, but as soon as St. Clair got one, they started to take control. But here comes Bluey with a shot on goal. But guess who's there? It's Boots to block it and keep it a 1-0 game.
All right, so Indiana Tech is not going to be afraid to fire off a little bit of offense for themselves compared to, I guess, what we saw in game number 2. Bluey doesn't necessarily have the boost, but he has the positioning, looking to challenge. A little bit of a pop fly for Zodic. Shot on target. It's going to be at the tire. That is a fantastic one there from Zodic and Indiana Tech.
Yeah, great answer again. It's really starting with the back line here for both these teams. You see Chip really playing the Spoods role for the side of Indiana Tech. Good block at midfield, keeps the ball in St. Clair's zone, and eventually it's going to be Zodic to get the goal for Indiana Tech. And now 3.5 minutes left to go. We got ourselves a game.
Okay, so game 1 and game 2 have basically started the exact same way, but had 2 completely different endings. What kind of ending are we going to get here? This one needs to be the close one that goes to overtime, right?
Gotta be. Gotta be at this point. Game 3 with your upper bracket life on the line as again, Indiana Tech trying to get this out of their zone. Good block from Zodic Star, but this is going to be a good setup for Spoods. Gets it in to a mental mistake there from Indiana Tech. You saw what Zodic was trying to do. Bounced it off the wall, but not enough mustard on it to get it past Spoods.
Oh.
She's going to knock it in off the post.
Bluey went to try and jump, but actually made contact with Zodic Star's spoiler, completely knocking him away from the ball itself. Had the right idea, but everybody just got so hyper defensive that they lost the sight of the bigger picture. But they managed to answer it right away, so I guess no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I mean, again, all serious, it's been these mental breaks. You see Spoods just barely missing that one. Had no boost to his name either. Just an awkward angle allowed Chip to just really bounce it around him, and he had a free shot at the goal. So just like that, it's 2-2 again.
An immediate demo there, this time going over into the favor of Indiana Tech. That's a pop fly towards the net, and make no mistake, Zodic Star. That is going to be goal number 3 here for Indiana Tech.
Once again, I mean, just an over push from the St. Clair players. You see how Christian and Nitrix both go for the ball towards the middle of the field, and it was a 2-on-1. Spoods left alone yet again. Indiana Tech, 2 straight goals, going to allow them to take the lead. Still lots of time left here in game number 3, upper bracket round 2, but Indiana Tech with the lead.
Yeah, just about halfway there, of course, like you were mentioning, but still very scary for the Saints to have to be kind of put the fire under their seat to make something happen rather quickly. And we can see Christian trying to make the play, even though the boost is not on his side, could only just flip around and try and make something happen. Chip is doing something of the similar, actually, but now it's going to be Spoods up to the skies. He's been playing defense basically this whole game. Looks for the offensive opportunity himself. That pass would have been on target, but good job from Indiana Tech to stop that one.
Yeah, didn't really have much help around him. As Indiana Tech looking to answer back, but Spoods with a great save. That one might have snuck under the crossbar, as it will count as a save too. And now Christian trying to get some offense in. Rotation now from Nitrix to get back and bump this one out back towards midfield. Perhaps an opportunity for St. Clair to take advantage of. There's Christian yet again. Gonna make a solo effort towards the goal. Tries, but no, it's Bluey. Who else for Indiana Tech there to shut him down? Looking to deke around, looking to get it in too. But Zodic pots it home. And Indiana Tech, 4-2 now. And the clock is dwindling oh so quickly for the Saints to try to tie this one up.
Oh man, they nearly stopped that. Bluey was right on the line, carried that thing from one side to the other, brought it right on the goal line. Zodic just had to finish the job for what I believe was goal number 2 or 3 for them in this game. So Zodic showing up big time here in this deciding game number 3 with just about 1:30 left to go.
1:30 left. What can the Saints do? Again, it's been Indiana Tech taking advantage of these St. Clair mistakes, but Spoods trying to force this ball up the middle as best he can. You're going to start to see him play a little bit further up the field. You see Nitrix already at midfield despite the ball being right there. Spood's going to rotate back, going to have an opportunity to knock this one back out. Looking to get the proper angle to do this correctly, as he's finally able to get it past Bluey. Christian there, finally able to knock it out at midfield, but Indiana Tech with the pressure in the orange zone still.
Here comes Bluey now, looks for another opportunity, immediately going to get tackled off the ball. So Saints are doing solid defensively. However, it's not Indiana Tech that has the score right now. Saints need to make something happen extremely quickly. They don't necessarily have the resources to try and make it happen either. Christian basically out of boost as well. Spood's about half a tank, but on the defensive side of things, just trying to clear this thing. Nitrix looking for his time to strike. There he goes up to the skies to try and stop it, but it's all defensive plays right now. 30 some odd seconds, looks for the pinch off each other, going to come right back towards the center, but could not get the follow-up shot.
They get the follow-up shot, 30 seconds. St. Clair, they need to score within the next 10. You got to think to make anything happen. Game 3, Indiana Tech on the verge of a massive upset here in the CCA Summer Series, as they're looking to add one more, but no, Spood's able to knock it away. 15 seconds left to go. It's Indiana Tech looking for their 5th on the board. Not going to happen, but it's going to be St. Clair going down to the losers bracket so early here in the CCA East Open qualifier number 2. And Indiana Tech, what a performance from them.
Absolutely fantastic series there for both teams, but especially there for Indiana Tech, being able to show up right when it mattered, was able to kind of stop the streakiness there of the Saints early in game number 1. Sure, they definitely took a beating in game number 2, but to not let that shake you up and to play as strongly as they did in game number 3, and it wasn't all like on Bluey either. Like Zodic and everybody else there were starting to show up big time as well. So the whole team starting to rally around each other, and unfortunately for the Saints, they're going to put this tournament in hard mode.
Yeah, hard mode indeed. The lower bracket's not usually where you want to make your run from, but an opportunity to do exactly that here. Their next game probably coming up here very shortly.
I'd imagine so, yeah. If we got dropped down to lowers, it means that we're going to be just going the entire afternoon until victory or defeat, which is exciting for us. We can, in theory, have lots of matches, but it's definitely going to be exhausting for all involved. I think we do have the brackets available to take a peek at that. Of course, exclamation mark bracket in the Twitch chat will bring this up for yourself if you do want to peek around and see what goes on here. But yeah, with Indiana Tech moving on forward, going to end up playing either Florida State University or UTK. But down below in the lower bracket, where does this bring us here?
I believe the bracket flips, so it should be the loser of Florida Southern, perhaps? Oh, no. Okay, so Florida Southern's already playing, so loser of Q. So it'll be Niner Esports, which is University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Mm-hmm. That should be the next match coming for the Saints. They're in losers bracket round number 2. Going to be interesting. I mean, you got a tough challenge. You got Florida Southern there already in losers round 3, so it's going to be a bit of a gauntlet. And of course, you're back constantly against the wall for the rest of the day. The pressure's on. Let's see how composed this team can be as we move deeper into this tournament.
Absolutely. It's going to be a nerve-wracking rest of the way. Whether this ends in victory or defeats, we will have to see. But as we did see the bracket, it looks like a couple matches have to kind of catch up a little bit before we do end up getting into it, or we do end up playing Niner Esports. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to study the bracket a little bit more myself, it looks like.
Oh, okay, so not the case.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be in the next round coming up. So it looks like we have ourselves about 10 minutes or so before our next matchup. So I think we're going to throw this one to a very quick break while we allow those matches to play up. And next time you'll see us, we'll be on the pitch for what would be lower round 3. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. You hear the engines in the background because we are about to hop in to our second matchup of the day. What was supposed to be up against Radford University did end up getting swapped over to a losers round 3 match because, unfortunately, they did end up no-showing. So we'll be hopping to the game in just a moment's time here. Of course, do bear with us. Here we go. Florida State University versus St. Clair. Lower round 3, and what a good time there. It's going to be Christian getting the goal there for St. Clair.
Yep, good start for St. Clair. I mean, that's what you need. And you know what? Florida State, no slouch here this early on in the losers bracket. So as we move into losers round number 3, Florida State, again, not a bad team whatsoever. They made some waves last season. Obviously, without CRL, we weren't able to see a lot of them, but nevertheless, a tough opponent here in the losers bracket for St. Clair. But a good start, nevertheless.
Yeah, absolutely. FSU's never a squad to sleep on here. We see Fries, Luigi, and the rest of the squad here. Fisher as well. Looking to put some pressure here onto, or I'm getting thrown off here a little bit. It was the Saints on the offense that time by, but now looking to get a clear here. Nitrix demo is going to allow for Spoos to take to the skies, but immediately getting stopped right outside the crease.
Christian rotating back, trying to keep this ball in the offensive zone. He does exactly that. Looking for a shot on goal, and he does. Christian does it himself. And it looked like that right side of the field just completely opened up as there was zero pressure from FSU, and you see Fisher just kind of, I guess, ran out of boost there in the back corner, as it's going to be Christian getting his second of the game. And it's going to be St. Clair up 2-0. And obviously, on your left, it's actually going to be St. Clair, and on your right, it will be Florida State. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. Look to get that switch for you. As you see here, it's going to be Christian yet again, looking for that third goal. St. Clair with a solid two-goal lead here in game 1. Once again, a best of 3.
I disappear for 1 second. We got ourselves another one on the board, but fantastic job there for the Saints to keep this one pushing on here. Really probably kicking themselves with how that first match of the day ended up going, because I was definitely within reach here. So getting 2 goals nice and fast, even before the halfway point. Spoods is just straight up bodying people right now. That's going to be 2 demos on the board, and even coming back in time to make a save.
Yep, Spoods doing it all so far today. And here's Christian with another good opportunity. Spoods trying to follow that up, and perhaps a little bit of a miscommunication as both of them kind of back off from the ball.
That was a Canadian standoff.
Really there. Yeah, like, no, it's okay. You take it. I don't want it. Unfortunate for them, but fortunately enough, they still have that 2-goal lead. And now as we get towards the back half of game number 1, it's St. Clair in control, and a nice little touch there from Nitrix going to allow Spoods coming in from the back to tap that one in.
There we go. Never mind trying to get the first initial shot. Good actual first save there, but immediate rebound coming on through. So sure, the Saints kind of got clogged up in the crease the first time by with that little Canadian standoff, but they were not going to make that mistake again. Immediately getting back there and scoring, putting themselves 3 ahead, nice and quick. We just passed this halfway point here in the first game, so Saints are sitting pretty.
Yeah, this is more what you want to see if you're the fan of the Saints or even a member of this team and the coaching staff. And got to think, obviously a new coach with St. Clair, we'll talk about him in a little bit, but got to think the message going into this one was just, guys, relax. Let's take it 1 game at a time, and that's exactly what they're doing. Back to business is the St. Clair Saints here in game 1 of losing round 3. Looking good so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Florida is going to be trying to muster up some offense for themselves, but it seems like every single time they try, they get basically stopped right on the outside of the center circle. Good little pass from Christian on over to Spoods, keeps it around the center line. Just killing time as best as possible here. Of course, no need to make any sort of like hyper extensions. You have the lead, might as well just hang on to it and just get ahead by staying ahead.
100%, yeah. It doesn't look like there's a huge sense of urgency for St. Clair, and you said it. No need to overchow, no need to overextend at all, as you're just trying to protect this lead. You got 3 goals to work with, so even if you give up 1, you still got a bit of wiggle room. But Christian looking to get something on goal, somehow does with the help of Fisher, but nothing going as yet. Ran out of boost, couldn't really do much more than he did. So St. Clair is still putting the pressure on here, a minute left, but you see again, not sacrificing themselves to get a goal.
Oh, Christian again. He's trying to make this aerial work. And to be fair, he is so close. Just basically a little bit of boost and one flip away from making it happen. But minute left on the clock here. Spoots is just managing to find all the demos into his favor. He's got like 3 or 4 so far in this game alone. So absolute enforcer here on the Saints side of the field. Christian now once again into the corner. Does manage to actually go over to Florida State. A little bit of a little breakout there for Fries. Pop fly into the crease itself, but the shot is actually going to end up going wide, which means Christian just gets to manage to get the ball and the demo for his favor.
Yeah, good look there from Florida State. Really, their only good look of the game is that one's going to go in as Nitrix just floats that one over the top of the FSU defenders, and it's going to be 4-0. But Florida State just really have nothing going for them offensively, and a little bit of an odd play there from Nitrix, but able to get one in.
I did not expect a shot to be coming from that angle, given there was a 4-car pileup in center field. But I mean, we'll take what we can get, I suppose. 20 seconds left to go. This one's basically all but done. Florida State definitely going to be going back to the drawing board in that quick 2-minute break.
Yeah, you need a quick breather if you're FSU. I mean, again, they just didn't have any quality scoring chances whatsoever here in game 1. They just allowed St. Clair to dictate everything that happened on the field. And like you said, back to the drawing board. Game 2, backs against the wall here in the East Qualifier number 2 for the CCA Summer Series. And right now, St. Clair looking like themselves yet again with Nitrix on the squad.
I mean, I will give Florida State credit. They got pretty much majority of their offense there. They're just lacking the finishing touch, and that's kind of been messing them up for the last little bit there, because it's not like they were having any shortage of like offense either. There was 5 shots from Luigi alone, and then 2 there from Fries, and one of the players had the DC real quick and get back in here, so we lost that stat. But like Spoots had to make 5 saves this game, so it's not that the Saints weren't pressured. It kind of felt that way a little bit, though. It didn't feel like the Saints were really ever in a nervous position, but yeah, like the stats are saying otherwise, so it's there. Just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers don't lie, I guess. I mean, you're right, though. It just didn't ever feel like there was any high danger scoring chances, let's say, for Florida State. But they did have some opportunities, and they're looking to do that again here in Game 2. This time, taking advantage, no goals on the board in Game 1. What can they do here with their backs against the wall?
I mean, Fries was just absolutely beelining it, and it went right over to Christian, but that is going to be the save there from Fisher, immediately shutting Christian down. So no quick momentum grabbers there for St. Clair this time by. Spoot still alongside, has lots of boosts to play with, but a good little interference play from Florida State is going to put this right into the Saint zone.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue from Nitrix. Not sure how he missed that ball, but Spoot's able to wrap all the way back and knock this one out. But Fries with a good opportunity on goal here.
Good knockdown.
Yep, great knockdown indeed. Another opportunity again for Fish, and that player, that's going to be Luigi, just missing that one. And so there's the creative offensive chances for Florida State, but now it's St. Clair going the other way.
Yeah, still just looking for that finisher, though, and Saints look for the first one of this game as well, of course. We do have Christian alongside. Actually does get sent around here by Fisher, who brings it into the Saints corner, looking for the centering opportunity. Does do it directly over, forcing one of the Saints members, I believe that was Nitrix, to make the save. Now Spoods gets it towards center, could not quite keep it though. It's Christian looking for one of his teammates, and a near miss there. Nitrix was right on point. Unfortunately, got the car instead of the ball though.
Yeah, good opportunity, but now is an opportunity for Spoods as he's trying to do it by himself as his teammates go back to their own end, collect some boosts, and refocus as that ball is going to be bumped back down. And well, good opportunity for St. Clair, almost an opportunity for Nitrix to get his first goal of the series, but nothing doing yet.
Whew.
It's going to be Luigi with a good opportunity. Shot on goal, great save from Spoods. Backline defense again. Fries with another chance in front. Oh, out of boost though, as 3 players from St. Clair finally get that ball clear. Really FSU's first real opportunity at getting a goal and the lead here.
Gosh, FSU was so close to finding that pinch right in the crease. That would have been an absolute rocket, but could not quite get there. Fisher now going to try and find a bounce shot. Not going to get there. Going to go a little bit wide. Saints have a brief opportunity to try and slow this down, but all Saints are literally piling onto each other to try and get this thing cleared. Granted, they do end up getting there. Pass on over to Spoots is not going to get there. That is going to be Fries with the interference, pushing on forward. Centering attempt going to be stopped by Christian, but the rebound is going to be put aside. But now all the way from the Saints crease, crease. Just immediate punish coming out from Spoods.
Yeah, just an over push from the back lines of Florida State, and Spoods takes advantage. As you see, Luigi pushed up just a little bit too far, trying to click in on the offense. Not going to happen for Florida State, and well, you can't make mistakes like that against a team like St. Clair, and they take advantage.
Spoods was literally inside the Saints net to make that shot, but just like you're saying, with all of them so far pushed up, there's just nobody get back on the defensive side of things. So a big opportunity here for the Saints, and again, this time it's got to be Nitrix secure this one after finding a pop fly in the center.
Yep, pop fly again, set up by Spoods. Good bounce off the wall, and great read from Nitrix too. That ball could have been a very unpredictable bounce, but able to read that one, and an easy goal from midfield. As now the Saints up 2-0 as we are now in the second half of game 2, once again controlling this series.
It always boggles my mind how good these players are at predictions like that, all the way up into the skies when the ball is nowhere near you. But oh yeah, it's going to come off the wall and come to me with such confidence, as we now see Saints just confidently again invading the crease and making their presence known, as that's going to be goal number 3 here for the Saints.
Yep, Christian, business as usual. No boost, just a little rear end tap in all the way from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Putting that one home for St. Clair and pretty much solidifying the rest of this series, barring a miracle Florida State comeback, but it doesn't seem likely at this point. As the double demo coming in off of the face-off from Christian. Wow. That's just a salt in the wound.
Gosh, I was just about to say too, they just need something to kind of turn momentum, and nothing just shuts it down like a double demo. So just emotional damage done there from Christian, to say the least. But a fantastic play there from Fries to put Florida State on the board.
Yeah, I mean, they needed that goal probably within the next 25-ish seconds or so if they wanted a chance at this one. So they keep themselves in the game, and now just under 2 minutes left to go. Two goals, still very much possible.
Absolutely.
But you're right, they need some momentum, and they need to bring it right here off the face-off. They're gonna have to score within the next minute or so.
I mean, if a double demo shuts down momentum, getting a solo play like that and just threading the needle, as Fries just did there, can just bring it right back into your favor. So honestly, good on Fries to be able to make that play happen, get Florida State on the board. But of course, 2 goals to try and come back from still. Luigi does manage to find an opening to at least bring this into the Saints crease. Still kind of just hovering around the net, deep in the crease. Shot on target is going to be pushed aside again, but this time Nitrix was still in the net to make that save.
Great defensive efforts all around from the Saints. Nitrix, the last one there, and a good shot on goal, but a great save from Luigi. A rebound coming in off the right post. Another demo coming in. Nitrix with a second shot, looking for that third, but just going to run out of gas. But Christian keeps it in for now. Under a minute left to go. Fisher trying to do anything to push this one out of their zone, but it's all St. Clair just dominating the offensive side. Spoods, great individual effort off the wall. This one's going to be centered for Christian. Good opportunity, but great contest there from Fisher. The pressure continues.
I mean, Saints have to be careful, though. They could get themselves in a position where they've gone so heavily offensive that there's nobody home, but Spoods did manage to get back to get that ball above the crossbar. And just like that, now it's Nitrix. He's not beelining it by any means, but he's just keeping it to the skies, killing off so much time off this clock. With 20 seconds left to go for the Saints to move on to the next round. It's right there, but we see as the ball's in the Saints zone, it's definitely dangerous, but looking good for Saints.
Yeah, killing time so valuable at this point in the game. Florida State tournament on the line. Not going to happen for them today, as they are going to drop 2 games to 0 here in the losers bracket round 3. St. Clair moving on yet again. That ball looked like it was about to trickle in, but not going to quite make it, as St. Clair with a very convincing 2-0 series win.
Okay, that's exactly what they needed there. After getting the first match there with Indiana Tech, like, granted, Indiana Tech's a fantastic team in their own right, don't get me wrong, but pretty much everybody had it on paper that Saints was going to take that. So for that little gut punch to happen and then to rebound and get this decisive 2-0, I think the squad's basically back mentally where they need to be. So now we can move into lower round 4 and onward, because we need as much positive momentum as we can. This is a good start.
Absolutely, and it does look like it's going to be the loser of Grand Valley State and University of South Florida. So could be a tough opponent if GVSU happen to fall. UCF actually just took down Grand Valley State.
Okay,
so another upset here is, well, that's going to be the next opponent. And Wow.
Any given Sunday, but it's not Sunday, so screw the rules. Okay, so GVSU, one of these teams that we would normally see in the tail end of like a CRL qualifier. I don't know how many times we've managed to run into them in like the lower quarters or like semis over the years. So to play them again so early is actually kind of nuts.
Yeah.
So this one should absolutely be a banger, which is going to be fantastic for us for production-wise, because we're going to have ourselves a fantastic match. But for the Saints, I mean, you can't sleep at all. Don't get comfortable, because here we go again.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Grand Valley State at the Saints Call League Rock League Invitational here just a couple of months ago, and you know, a team that's on the come up. They're rebuilding and have been able to cement themselves within the top, I believe, 40 of the CRL power rankings that you see coming from colleagues. So not a slouch again. Probably the best opponent St. Clair will play up until this point. So this is a tough team and a tough opponent. Like you said, this is a team we expected to see make a little bit more of a run through the winners bracket. So one of two of these teams are going to be knocked out here.
Yeah, but granted, also props there to our USF or University of Southern Florida. I think that's also an ex-CRL team before as well. So
right, yeah.
They were no slouches. So just those two teams having to play each other so early in general was crazy, which is now going to lead to our craziness, which we will not need a break for. It sounds like we're actually going to be hopping into lobby for it very, very shortly. Just getting a couple things overlay wise all fixed up for you. But you miss casting Rocket League? Or casting in general, because we got you for we got you for Call of Duty last weekend, and like immediately after, I was like, "Is there anything else I can do?" Like, you miss it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, like since I came back to St. Clair in the fall of 2022, my main focus has been coaching, obviously.
Right, of course.
And, you know, I love my job. I love what I do, and hopefully that's something I can do down the road. But before that, I was so passionate about commentating, specifically COD, but Rocket League as well. I know we got into a lot over the pandemic. I miss it, and I miss doing it a lot. So taking opportunities like this is just so much fun, and you know, keeps you warmed up, keeps you a little bit practiced. You know, when you have another TXP event or you know, another Rocket League Invitational. So it's a lot of fun being back, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing more this coming semester as well.
Awesome. I'm glad we have you on whenever. And I was going to make the joke, this feels like a 2021 throwback of like a CRL Sunday, but not quite. But I'm definitely happy to have you on the desk here, as we are just around the corner, of course, from our next matchup. But has there been any sort of patterns or sorts that you've seen in the Saints play? I know I kind of called it streaky a little bit earlier, but I'm also cooked and off my rocker. So is there anything that you notice or anything along those lines?
Well, I mean, I've been around the Rocket League team quite a bit. Obviously, the last year and a half or so. These guys are a very mental-heavy team. They need good vibes and positive energy. And I know that sometimes when they get down in a series or they get down in a game, things start to go a little bit awry. So I think that was a good regain match for them, and now they can start to build off of that momentum. I think with Nitrix coming into this lineup, obviously, Vesh adds so much on the offensive side, and I think he's a very intelligent player. Nitrix coming in, though, he's got the experience, and he can be that kind of anchor for them, you know, despite Spoods being around for so long. But Nitrix can be the anchor for them. You know, being a substitute all last year, I know was tough on him, but anytime he was inserted into the lineup, he's able to bring the best of what he can bring to the team. And I think so far, specifically in that last series against Florida State, he's proving exactly that. He fits right in with this team. And the rotations look very, very clean today. You know, not a lot of huge mistakes that have cost them some goals. So I think Nitrix has fit in quite well so far today. And he's going to be a key piece going up against a team like Grand Valley State as well.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And with all of the, like, with it being mental, you have to have somebody to kind of, like, keep you calm, keep you focused. And we kind of touched on it a tiny little bit in the last game, but we had mentioned that there was a new coach involved here. And first off, not that there was anything wrong with the old one. In fact, the old one got promoted. But we have it, of course, now Thermal Rex, formerly U Windsor Rocket League player and coach, if I do recall correctly, is now going to be here for this semester for our Saints squad. And what do you think, like, from a coaching perspective, like coming in on a new squad, like what do you have to kind of do to keep them focused, I suppose, so to speak.
I mean, you got to put your foot down and command the room right away. And I think Yusuf has a lot of great tools already in his arsenal, and I had the pleasure of actually interviewing him as part of this job, so I got a deeper insight of what he's all about, and he impressed me. He's a very intelligent person, has a lot of good principles, and obviously his experience is so critical as we get into game number 1 here, losers round 4, Grand Valley State. You just got to put your foot down and command the room. These guys need to be coached, and they need to be commanded, so I think that was the message probably in between games if I was Yusuf. And well, St. Clair looked good. GVSU coming off of a tough loss there in the upper bracket. Here we go.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for revenge there. Even though the Saints didn't cause it, they're going to end up getting the backlash if they are not careful. As we see Alpha just straight up dive bombing the net there for a second. K in the net, barely going to get denied there by Spoods. Off the Cyber Sausage, going to be bringing it over into the crease. Going to be denied, and the Saints finally clear this thing out.
Yeah, see a bit of a back and forth right now. Nothing doing for either side as Nitrix out of boost, so he's going to be pretty much taken out of the play, but Cyber out of boost himself. No clear shot on goal, and Chris is there for the clear now. And just, again, back and forth right now, trying to gain any sort of control of the field as Christian, again, just playing tennis right now with the GVSU squad.
I mean, we're playing tennis, but we're only using the Saints half of the court for the most part. Like, sure, nobody's getting a shot off, but the Saints aren't even close. Because right now, GVSU, all the pressure in the world, sure, Saints cleared it out for a second, but just went right back. Now Christian's trying to start something up along the side, going to be punting it off into the crease, but immediately going to be answered there by K. Tries to bring it up center, but now it's going to be Spoods who takes this thing along. They get the clearing below, but they just don't necessarily have the control right now as we see Alpha up the side.
Yeah, no control really from either side so far in this one. You saw a little bit of pressure towards the St. Clair zone just about a minute ago, but nothing doing as of yet. That shot's going to get down, but not going to be anywhere close to the goal as Spoods going to clear that one out. Alpha with a nice little stoppage there as he's going to look for an opportunity to set his teammates up. Nothing doing yet. And now Grand Valley State looking for any sort of opportunity. Well, it gets knocked down to their own end. So you can just tell the skill gap is so much tighter already in this game.
With how confident both these teams are just flying through the skies and making plays, it is absolutely outstanding to watch here as we see Alpha again trying to make some sort of offensive play happen. Did manage to set it up for one of his teammates, but a huge save on the line there from Nitrix, and I believe Spoods was there as well to assist in making that one happen. Right on the line, Spoods now going to clear this out, give St. Clair just the briefest of opportunities for a breather, but that's all that it's going to be making of it, because right now we're just basically dancing back and forth on the center line.
Yeah, dancing back and forth again all game long. Decent opportunity for GVSU, but no real offensive chances there for St. Clair, but there's one! What a touch from Spoods as he's going to pot that one in. Great setup, a self setup over to Christian. And Spoods with the slightest touch able to get the first goal on the board, and well, there's your scoring opportunity and they take advantage.
Right at the halfway point, what looked like any other clear that we have been seeing basically this entire game did not look threatening at all, just maybe going to bounce off the cross or like above the crossbar and just bounce out. No, actually redirect immediately, and Spoods is going to make them get punished again. Second goal of the game.
Spoods, usually the core defender on this team, is the core goal scorer here in round 4, and Spoods having his best start of this Saturday, and well,
absolutely. Yeah, because normally, I think, like I said, he's been more the defensive stalwart, but yeah, getting 2 goals off the start must be huge to say the least now. And now GVSU, if they weren't angry already, I mean, they're probably livid now. And that extra little demo on top is just the chef's kiss here. As we now see Christian looking to try and drop down. Would have dropped under K, but Alpha was there for backup, so good on GVSU's defense. But the Saints, now that they have the confidence, here they come again with yet another centering attempt, but could not quite find the shot. Actually, Spoods again looking for that hat trick, not quite going to find it, but it's still just comfortably in GVSU's zone to the point where they can't get any offense in.
Yeah, you're starting to see St. Clair move around really nicely on the map. The rotation's so clean. You see Spoods, even when he jumps up into play, he knows he has support around him, but good shot on goal off the crossbar was Cyber. Almost put that one in to cut the lead in half, but nothing doing yet. Alpha with an opportunity, shot on net. That one goes in, and now one-goal game with just over a minute to go. GVSU get a much-needed goal at this point in time.
Exactly what they needed. Christian was there, but unfortunately that last little touch just redirected it a little bit too far. Well played on the team there of GVSU to secure that one, keeping it now within one, still extremely doable. Christian, though, right off the face-off with a mini breakaway for himself, nearly got it, but Alpha is going to get enough of it. But how about the secondary shot? Spoons, the hat trick to seal the deal, maybe?
Spoons is having the game of the day so far. Doing it all himself this game. And you know what? It takes the pressure off of Christian and Nitrix. You know what, guys? I got this. You can have a game off. That's all right. Just play some good defense, and that's exactly what they're doing too. And Spoons able to pot his first hat trick of the day. Man, he's looking good right now.
I mean, normally I'd say he's snapping axles in this situation, but if you're in the skies, you can't really, like, what are you doing? He's just managing to get these jukes out anyway. So fantastic job in his own right. Looking for number 4. If it's actually taking 2 members of GVSU to hit the skies to deny him that time by, to look for some sort of offense. I mean, this is still doable, especially if there's an opening like that. Cyber Sausage finding the Saints, going for boost and going to punish.
Yep. Spoons caught out going for boost, and that whole sequence just wasn't fluid for the Saints, and just the rotation's not quite synergetic. I don't even know if that's a word, but synergetic was lacking for St. Clair right there. GVSU take advantage. Still lots of time here to tie this one up. 40 seconds left to go. Okay, looking to do work.
I was going to say, a minute with 2 goals, like, okay, Saints are sitting comfortable. 30 seconds with 1, okay, I'm nervous. We'll have to see, especially now, okay, a little bit in the tank for 1 additional flick. Looks for the lineup, has Alpha with him. He actually knocked it out of Alpha's way. Unfortunate play there for GVSU, but fantastic here for the Saints. Spoons and the rest of the Saints just have to control this thing. I like what Spoons did there, just to slow it down on the center line and just stall this thing out.
A good opportunity here for Nitrix. Couldn't get a clean knock on it, though, trying to put the game away. 5 seconds left to go. The opportunity now for Cyber, but Spoon shuts him down. They need to keep this ball in the air, but they're already in their own end. Ball's going to touch. St. Clair take game 1. GVSU come oh so close, but a team bump stops that from happening.
Okay, so now they're angry, but I'm not convinced that they're also not angry at each other, and that's always a very, very worrisome spot. When you start seeing the players just incidentally, like, tackling each other or accidentally robbing each other of a shot opportunity, like we saw at the end there, I mean, I don't care how disciplined you are going to be shaken up a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens here with GVSU going into game number 2, because even with all those things happening, that was still extremely close.
Yeah, 100%, and it really just one poor sequence from St. Clair cost them the goal. But other than that, we talked about it early in the game and even towards the middle point of that game. Everything was just very fluid on the field. They were picking up empty space, just replacing each other when someone decided to jump into the rush. And they did a great job all game long and ultimately got the win because of it. So we go into game 2 as we're getting set here momentarily. And, well, GVSU, again, with these best of 3s, no room for error whatsoever. Yeah. And already with an opportunity to be knocked out of Saturday prematurely.
Yeah, because we don't see best of 5s until losers quarters. So that's still so far away in the bracket. And the one thing I want to give a shout out for in regards to plays, if we're giving Spoons a shout out, well, I want to give him a shout out for one more thing. So that was 3 goals. Yes. On 3 shots. 100%. Wow. Nicely done. But now game number 2 here in the series going on right now.
Game number 2 underway. Here we go. St. Clair looking to put GVSU away. Our friends just across the border in Detroit, Michigan, as Christian and company looking to do what they should have done earlier on, is put teams away quicker. Now they're able to do so here in the losers bracket, but opportunity to do so now is, again, back and forth. Nothing really doing here, but perhaps a mistake again. But it somehow stays out. I don't know how that one didn't go in, as a huge opportunity for Cyber pays nothing doing for GVSU.
So I'm going to hand you a gift, and I'm going to give you a gift in return, is basically what just happened there. The accidental whiff on the clear, but the whiff on the shot on top of it. But Kay is going to get the rebound here and just stop that sequence and get things right back on track.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that was a goal necessary for GVSU's entire mentality going into the rest of this series. Kay able to finally get that one in the net, and they have their first lead of the series. And, well, not a great start for the Saints, but nevertheless, still a million minutes. It's going to feel like for them to tie this one back up. And well, they controlled the back half of game 1. Looking to do the same here in game 2. Can they get it done?
It's also the opportunity here for a little bit of a GVSU resurgence, though. Maybe all that anger is being used for the good, or maybe they're just not angry at all, and I'm just coping. We'll see, as we now have Cyber Sausage pop fly towards the net, but that is going to be Spoods back there to at least stop the first initial shot. K is there alongside Nitrix, going to get the ball from them just this moment, but Nitrix still battling it out. No boost does not matter. Just keeping himself, keeping the car right on the ball, interfering with everything that he possibly can to make sure that does not go towards the net. Spoods now, offensive opportunity, passes on over. Nitrix with the finishing shot, and ties this all up at 1.
Welcome to the series, Nitrix. Your first goal in this one. Again, that was just a very clean setup. Nothing too complicated about that one. As good offensive play from St. Clair. They tie it up. And Spoods not having to do all the work so far in this game as Christian and Nitrix both get on the board early.
Yeah, still had a huge hand, of course, in setting that one up, but a fantastic finishing touch there from Nitrix. But now Cyber Sausage and the rest of GVSU are right back on the attack. They get one who did end up going a little bit wide, and the Saints are going to try to rebound this. Actually cleared right back, and K is there, going to try and get past his own teammate first. Again, a little bit of a miscommunication there between them and Cyber Sausage,
wow.
And that is going to be Nitrix getting his second on the punish.
On the punish is Nitrix. Puts it in. Great clear and great individual effort again from Spoods.
Sheesh.
As I believe that's his second assist of the game.
Yep.
And just drops that down low. Nitrix there to just tap it in. Defense no go for GVSU and SEC, their second straight goal.
If I'm going to gush about one thing here for the Saints is the fact that they're willing to take these plays. So many players, even players of ours in the past, would have gotten in that opportunity where they're carrying the ball up in the skies like that, and they just would have dive bombed it themselves and tried to take the shot. But selflessly making that pass over was fantastic. And Alpha is actually going to shut me up right here, right now. Stop gushing. We're on the field too, you know. Tying this up at 2.
Yeah, Nitrix so close to knocking this one away, just a bit late. As that one goes over his rear view mirror into the back of the net. GVSU with a good answer and a quick answer nonetheless. So now we're even. 2.5 minutes left to go.
Oh my goodness, an immediate dive bomb there for Cyber Sausage, looking for an individual play for himself, but could not find it this time by Alpha now on the center line. Bit of an awkward 50. Good little slowdown actually there from Cyber to try and get around some of the Saints, but it's not going to work out this time by. Alpha now off to the side in the Saints zone, looking for the centering as it does manage to get past Nitrix, but it's going to be Spoods now, basically right at home in the skies, like the quarterback of sorts, waiting to see where he can put this ball. Pinch goes right to the left-hand side, just a bit wide, but up into the sky. Cyber Sausage now going to make the clear.
Yeah, St. Clair trying to replicate the magic from the second goal. You saw Spoods do exactly what he did with Nitrix underneath, but who needs him? It's Spoods. Getting his 4th of the series, and 6 points for him now. Just looks so clean as St. Clair retake the lead under 2 minutes to go.
Spoods basically had to drag race 2 people, but granted those 2 people were in the skies. So had the speed advantage, was able to get to the ball just millimeters before the other player and able to put that one through. Fantastic job from him and the rest of the Saints as well, but it does not look like they are done. Bringing on the pressure here. Spoods again trying to quarterback this play, passes it back on over to Christian. Just going to pop fly this towards center. K is there for GVSU, so it's not going to be passed over comfortably, but GVSU cannot relax just yet. Another pop fly, big save there from Alpha. Going to straight up use his roof to just pop that one above the crossbar.
You see the hunger setting in now for St. Clair. They want to put this one away right now, looking for that 4th goal on the board as GVSU scrambling to get any sort of offense. Great effort by Christian again. Nitrix trying to set him up. Nobody home right now, but the pressure's still there. You see Nitrix keeping it in the orange zone as Christian follows him up down to the right corner. Centered up front.
No way!
Just gonna sneak in. Somehow puts that home from the corner as Christian on the board here in game 2.
A massive sharp angle shot. It does not get that much closer to the wall than that. That's going to be Nitrix as well with the assist. And now Saints with a little bit of insurance here with a minute left to go. Just looking to seal the deal here in losers round 4.
Trying to seal the deal, knock out GVSU, one of the top 4 seeds here.
Oh boy.
But Cyber, again, they just love to shut us up whenever we try to talk about the opposition as Cyber, who's had himself a fantastic series, now cuts the lead in half again.
And Alpha and Cyber Sausage have been getting in each other's way this entire series, and finally, when things are going both their way, staying out of each other's way and setting up for each other, it's incredible to see the kind of stuff that they can get done. But it might be a case of too little, too late, as we have ourselves about 40 seconds left. They need one more goal to tie this one up, and they're kind of stuck on defense right now.
Stuck on defense as they have been really for the majority of the last 2 minutes, able to finally take advantage of their one offensive opportunity they've had a few minutes ago, but a good opportunity now. Spoon's trying to clear it out, but Kane with a shot on goal, can't get a clean touch. Alpha tries to keep it in. No legitimate pressure right now for GVSU, but Cyber tries to take it himself. You see Alpha, no boost, just gonna have to touch this one. Keep it down towards the St. Clair zone. 13 seconds left to go. Spoons gets this one knocked out to midcourt, but no, it's gonna be Cyber there for the stoppage. Nitrix shuts him down. K back and forth again. GVSU last chance opportunity, tournament on the line. Not gonna happen as Christian trying to knock it down.
There it goes.
And he will. And St. Clair hang on in game 2 to take the series.
Okay, so they're keeping this close to keep things interesting, apparently, because what a fantastic series in terms of closeness there between those two teams. But Saints coming out on top here, getting, I'd call it an upset, but I don't know. Either way, it's a fantastic win nonetheless. GVSU is no slouch at all. But now this means we get to move on over to the lower bracket once again, lower round 5. We're right on the doorstep of the top 8, if I do recall. We'll see momentarily here. This now puts us up between the winner of Florida Southern and another GVSU. Or MSU, it looks like. But yeah, we're right on the doorstep of the losers' quarters. They're making this run work for them, to say the least.
They are. You know, you got to think they'll have a more favorable opponent next round, even less so than GVSU. GVSU, I believe, the number 3 seed coming into this. So, seed-wise, it was an upset. Obviously, you know, St. Clair based not having Vesh in the lineup, but you know, they're doing work in the lower bracket, like you said. They're making it work for now. And you see UTK White, who, again, no slouches, a pretty good opponent as well, waiting there in the the losers quarterfinals. And then we get into the best of 5s. That's where things start to get interesting. But we got one more series to go before we get there. It's do or die for St. Clair as we're getting into that matchup. Looks like the matchup before is just starting, so we're going to actually throw it to a quick little break.
Probably should, yeah.
While we wait for that, don't go anywhere. More CCA summer qualifiers continuing after this. we are back and well into the losers bracket here of the CCA Summer Series qualifiers. This is the second qualifier, of course, and well, we got St. Clair continuing on their losers bracket run, now going up against the likes of Florida Southern. And one more round to go before you get into those best of fives. St. Clair with some pretty big series wins recently, and well, a good start right there.
All right, just like that, I guess we're going to pick up where we left off here. Nitrix is going to get himself on the board pretty much right away after just an awkward control there from the one player on the side of Florida Southern. So now just setting the tone off right.
Yeah, see Zipper there almost with the final touch, unable to get any sort of contact on the ball, but I don't know what we call this guy. Let's go with Dot.
There's a few interesting names that I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce real quick here.
Okay, we'll go with Zipper, Soj, and I guess, period.
Zipper, Soj, and Dot.
Yeah, we'll go with Dot. I think that's pretty straightforward. Smooth with a good look here. Shot on goal. Great save there by Dot. Dot himself. Second chance opportunity. Not going to do anything there for Nitrix. And back the other way, it's going to be Dot with a shot on net, but a great save again from Spoods.
A fantastic save. That was a very, very close opportunity there for Dot and the rest of Florida Southern College. But now it is going to be Nitrix nearly getting their zippers, actually going to deny any sort of advancement in that play for the time being. Spoods now off into the corner, trying to center this up. There is another Saints member there, but it is going to be interrupted. Dot as well as Zipper try to push things up. Soj is right behind in hot pursuit as well, but an awkward bounce actually leaves the net wide open there for Nitrix, who's just going to pop it in there nice and easy.
Wide open it was, as that ball just trickles its way into the right post. Nitrix doesn't really get a clean look at that ball, but just gets just enough for it to slowly make its way into the net. So good start here from St. Clair. I mean, the biggest thing that we've seen, I think, so far today is their fast starts to some of these games. And right now, 2 goals already in the first minute and a half, looking good.
I mean, they're usually fast starts, but normally they end up kind of ending up as a 1-1 tie. Yeah. This is probably the first one in a while where we've seen just 2 go into one side at all, let alone it going into the Saints' favor. So now it's going to be up to Florida Southern to try and get their momentum back with a quick answer of some sort here, but it does not look like that is going to be the case, at least as of this moment. Christian versus Dot in the one-on-one. Going to go to Dot for the time being, but now just side of Florida Southern trying to get out of their own zone. Nitrix is going to carry this one out. And an awkward bounce actually over in the defensive zone here for St. Clair, but no harm, no foul. They just clear it, and they're still sitting pretty as another clearing, or another centering opportunity rather, there for the Saints.
Sitting pretty. They're dictating, where this ball goes on the field pretty much for the entirety of game 1 here, but good opportunity for Zipper 22 to get that one on net. But easy enough clear for Spoods as he's going to get another save to his name, and add that to the tally for today. He's had a ton of them.
Absolutely, and now Nitrix up to the skies, pretty much right at home, but granted no boost to make something happen this time. Big bounce actually, but that would have had to pull the third player, and Spoods was not ready to pull the trigger on that one this time by, and to be fair, he didn't have to. So going to be bouncing around in the Saints zone for the time being. Nitrix good clear. It's going to end up going into Florida Southern zone where Dot as well as Soj is there to try and pick this one up. Christian though with the brief interception, double touches it on over into the corner, but immediately answered here by Dot, who gets a little breakup for himself.
Yeah, Dot looking to center this ball. The chance is there, but Spoods with a nice soft touch to keep control in his name. And just a few seconds ago, it looked a little bit sketchy. We had Nitrix and Spoods with 7 combined boost as Florida Southern was swarming the St. Clair net, but nothing doing as of yet. That shot's just going to go wide, almost snuck its way in as Nitrix tries to follow that one up, but a good save there from Dot to get that one out and cleared from the blue zone. Good shot on goal, good opportunity here. Dot all alone.
Okay.
Spoods just a little bit late, but a great individual effort. It's going to get Florida Southern on the board.
It just took one opportunity to find the way through, and Dot, sure enough, found it where, again, Spoods was just kind of caught off to the side after looking to try and get some boost. Did retreat just barely too late, but now 1 goal game, minute 30, still plenty of Rocket League to go.
Plenty of Rocket League indeed, and well, good pressure read from Dot. Just knew no one was around, so he just decided to take it himself. Got the job done. But St. Clair still swarming. Good opportunity now for Nitrix, but good clear. That's going to be Soj getting rid of that one. As Zipper tries to follow that one up with a shot on goal for himself, but Spoods able to read that first hop and clear the ball out again. Another save for him. But looks like Florida Southern started to put the pressure on here.
Yeah, now still kind of stuck in the Saints zone, but it's going to kind of be an awkward pop fly through the center where the Saints are going to be able to capitalize for at least a moment. Soj in his own zone, trying to take it slow there, only having about 20 boosts, so opting not to take it. Dot, however, firing on through, but is going to be immediately picked up there by Spoods, who is on the crossbar. Shot on target right after the fact is actually going to go just wide, barely. But now 30 seconds left to go here. But Soj and the rest of Florida Southern are looking for that tying goal, and they are right on the doorstep.
Could have been Florida's best opportunity to tie the game up. Nothing going as of yet as Christian looking to get a soft touch onto this one. He does, but just wide of the goal. Soj there to help with the clearance, but it's not clear yet. Good touch again off the crossbar. It's going to be Nitrix trying to get that one in, but not going to happen. Back the other way we go is Florida Southern. Dot in a prime position for a setup, but the ball's going to go back up into the air. Spoons is trying to drop this one down. 4 seconds remain. 3 seconds now. Still in the air. Dot with the last chance opportunity. Wide open net in front of him, but no time on the clock. And it's going to be St. Clair winning game 1.
All right, a fantastic start there for the Saints. Immediately getting those 2 goals right off the rip was huge, but there was still plenty of offense on the side of Florida Southern College. They did end up having 5 shots, or no, more than 5 shots, 7 shots there for themselves, forcing 5 saves all out of Spoods. So again, Spoods just absolute defensive masterclass so far here in these series, it seems, with both goals, of course, going to Nitrix and then 1 goal going over to Dot.
Yeah, it felt like Florida Southern really came on late in the game, just a little bit too little too late for them. I think they're able to play some pretty solid defense. They had a couple of good opportunities, FSU did, but not able to convert on any of them. And while we get into game 2 now, still in the best of 3 stage, so this is do or die for Florida Southern, and well, St. Clair once again to try to close out this series.
Yeah, of course, this is the last round before we get into those best of 5 matches. So like you're saying, do or die here for Florida Southern College. And one thing that it's not anything analytical, but I just want to give a shout out to Spoods, because whether he realizes or not, his car's paint scheme reminds me of Dylan Hart Sr.
Oh.
So a little bit of a fan for that, to say the least, there. But nonetheless, let's get into game number 2 here. What could possibly be the game winner here if the Saints can pull this off?
Could be Dot trying to carry the team to victory, get their first game on the board here. Losers round number 5. St. Clair trying to beat UTK White, who's sitting and waiting in the losing quarterfinals, but a good shot on goal from Dot, not able to convert again. And Christian able to knock that one away somehow, some way. Zipper didn't put that one in. And St. Clair, who have come so close to dropping goals, stay alive yet again. No goals on the board.
Okay, they had no business making 1 of those saves, let alone 3. So fantastic job on the Saints to be able to get a grip off of an unfortunate little misplay in the crease. But they make it happen. Now they're the ones actually on the offense for themselves, at least until Dot has something to say about it. Now, with Florida Southern in the Saints zone once again. Spoods up to the sky. Is going to try and beat out Soj. Looks like he's able to do so, but Dot is there.
Touch.
But not quite going to be able to get this time by.
Decent opportunity for Christian there. Almost had a chance, but good defense. I believe it was Soj who came flying across your screen to block that one away. And Dot now trying to set up for his teammates, but good demo there. So regardless of the ball getting cleared out, Florida Southern still able to retain possession of the ball, and now they're trying to get it deep into the zone. So trying to bounce it off the roof and into the net. Dot there looking for a nice touch, but good D from Spoods. Now one-on-one. Good block there from Christian, but no. Nothing doing there. Good opportunity, but unable to convert.
I love the play, but even better play there coming out of Florida Southern on that defender to still just make their move exactly when it counted and able to get just enough of a piece of that to go just ever so slightly too wide on that left side. We see again Spoods just immediate demo, taking one of the defenders off the board, and a near centering opportunity not going to go in their favor. So Florida Southern right back into the Saints zone, and actually big passing play, and Spoods is going to find the right side of the net.
Yeah, another player getting caught out, looking for boost. Spoods opens up the scoring there.
What a pass.
Good, yeah, great pass from Nitrix. The clear and the pass towards midfield. Spoods with just a light touch. That one's going to fire into the net. And, well, our longest time we've had probably without a goal is officially erased as St. Clair now on the board.
Absolutely, and it looks like they're not stopping just yet. Christian had all the time in the world there with that one. Gets it directly, dead center on the net, but the player on the side of Florida Southern able to make the save. Spoods is just an absolute menace right now here. Really living up to the name, so to speak, if that paint job means anything. But now Christian, right, centering once again. It is wide open for Spoods to seal the deal, and that's goal number 2 in this game.
Goal number 2 again. We saw last series how good he was, how many goals he was able to contribute for this team. As Christian is kind of taking a back seat, and Spoods has been their key goal scorer over the last 4 games or so. And, well, St. Clair exactly where they want to be right now with that 2-0 lead. And Nitrix, perhaps a bit of a mistake, but zipper there for the defense. Second chance opportunity. Just going to go wide. It was Spoods trying to get his third of the game, or the third of the game there. Nothing doing yet.
Florida Southern just seems shook, rattled, and just wrecked as of this moment here, as the Saints are just able to go exactly where they please for the most part. And that's going to be another shot on target. That barely is going to end up going wide after being saved there by Zipper. But we have 2 Saints right in the crease, and we have a little bit of a Canadian standoff as they're not quite sure which one is going to take the shot. Neither of them end up doing it, so it's going to be Soshut carries this thing out with next to no boost in the tank. Off to Dot, who is there. Spoods is up to the skies to meet him, however, so going to use everything you have to try and at least clear it for just a moment's time. Right back into the Saints end. Dot nearly found a solid shot opportunity alongside Soj, but it is going to be saved immediately.
It really feels like Christian and Spoods have almost swapped roles, and Christian's been the key defender here in game 2 specifically, while Spoods has been the offensive powerhouse. But good opportunity there again. Good clear from Christian. Dot keeps the pressure on, looking for that second touch, but no, it's Spoods to take that away from him. Now second chance for St. Clair. Spoods with a shot on goal, just a bit wide, and Nitrix caught out. This could spell trouble for St. Clair. Florida Southern can jump on this ball. They do, but everybody back in time for the Saints to keep that out of their net.
The Saints jumped on the ball, they jumped on each other, they did anything they had to basically get themselves into the net to stop that one from going through. Now with a minute left, Saints are just seconds away from moving on into the lower quarterfinals. Just have to hang on just a little bit more, but with the way Florida Southern College is playing, I feel like the Saints kind of have this in the bag. There isn't necessarily a lot of pressure going towards the net until I maybe eat my words. Not quite, not this time anyway.
Nope, somehow stays out. Down with a second chance. Perhaps a third chance, but no boost. Unable to get the right angle on it too. And now back the other way we go. Christian out front of the goal. This one set up perfectly, but Nitrix comes flying in. Unable to get any sort of look on that. Spoods trying to clear this one out. Zipper with the shot on goal. But guess who? It's Christian. Knocks that one away once again. 20 seconds left to go. Saints trying to close it out.
These two just smashing this ball back and forth from crease to crease. It definitely feels like, but with 10 seconds left to go, I think Florida Southern College has unfortunately run out of time. They're going to bring this close. They've had plenty of opportunities, but the defensive line from St. Clair has just been too dang strong, and St. Clair are going to move on into the lower quarters.
Yeah, a near perfect series. The ball doesn't quite make it into the net as they try to get their third on the board, but super clean series from the Saints boys there, in a much needed one, as they want to get that series as over and done with as quick as possible as they await a more fierce opponent in UTK.
Absolutely. You get these quick games done. You get to actually have like a quick water break, bathroom break, whatever, without having to rush, and keep yourself warm with whatever practice tool you want to end up using. But trying to go from game to game to game all the time gets exhausting real quick. I mean, I'm sure you know, like, even regardless if it's Rocket League or Call of Duty, just jumping from game to game just gets exhausting after a while, to say the least.
Absolutely. I mean, these days can end up being so long. Luckily with Rocket League, these games are fairly quick. I mean, 5 minutes unless you get into some crazy overtimes. But yeah, you need breaks. You need to be able to snack on something at least, or drink water at the very least. Stay hydrated, stay focused for the next one coming up. And, well, speaking of the next game coming up, it's going to be the University of the University of Tennessee at Knoxville.
Okay.
A pretty good team as well. I believe they were within the top 50.
They were right there before,
yeah.
I think.
So a good opponent here for St. Clair and a big test yet again.
I was going to say, I don't know who UTK White is until you mention it. It's like, okay, wait a second. This is another one of those fringe CRL schools where they may get in there, but they may be team 8 to 12 that used to make it in, but definitely a strong enough squad to be able to get there in the first place. So again, no slouch here for the Saints to have to go up against. And with that match basically being already known and good to go, I'm sure just going to quickly record scores and hop into the next one. So my point about taking a bit of a breather might be a little bit off considering that match is ready. But one break we can quickly take is to fix up our overlays and everything and get the lobby all set up. So we're going to take 5. We should be back on the pitch in no time. All right, Saints Nation, thank you for sticking with us here. Of course, quick break, but now we're into the next matchup here. We have made it to the quarterfinals. You hear the engines roaring, and there we go. Losers round 6, a.k.a. the quarterfinals underway up against University of Tennessee Knoxville.
University of Tennessee Knoxville, the opponent. St. Clair going all the way through to losers. UTK coming down from winners. So this is actually their first losers bracket match of the day.
True.
So they're looking to bounce back after a tough loss as UTK. But now we're into the best of fives. A little more wiggle room for these teams. If you drop a game, you're not immediately on the brink.
Yeah.
So perhaps a little bit more space to work with here.
Absolutely. A little bit more time to do some downloads in case your speeds aren't quite up to snuff, to say the least, as we now see nice little back and forth here from Nitrix and Spoods to get this into the UTK zone. But immediately going to be knocked aside there by UTA for a moment's time. That is going to be Shaka up into there. A big shot, actually. What a rocket to go right into that right side.
Oh, Shaka had a big day for Switzerland in the Euros. Shaka continuing to have a big day here on the virtual pitch as draws first blood in this series. UTK taking a 1-0 lead.
Of course, the rest of the members here on this UTK squad, that is going to be Zach, J. Cole, and of course, the one who just scored right there, Shaka, as Shaka takes it once again, looking for a spot above the crossbar, nearly going to knock it down for somebody, but could not quite find anybody that time, but by. So it is going to be Spoods off to Christian. Christian going to be taking it to the left of the post this time. Zach not going to be able to get a piece of it. It's going to be Nitrix who actually brings us up fourth. This is going to be Christian up to the top, over to Spoods. No, Spoods was actually being hunted down there by J. Cole had he made the offensive move, so good on them to just retreat for the time being, but just puts an absolute halt to any offense that the Saints were trying to do.
Yeah, it just seems like a little bit of scrambling right now for the Saints as their defensive zone. Just trying to refocus, center up here as Christian trying to get that knock, but nice soft touch from J. Cole. Able to bump that all the way down to St. Clair zone. And Christian now going to revert back. Actually didn't see that player there. Thought he had Nitrix to bump that up towards the middle of the point, or the middle of the goal, but no. It's actually going to be that UTK player with the intercept. Now St. Clair scrambling a little bit, one-on-one towards the point.
Goodness.
But great block there from Shaka. Off to a hot start for his UTK team.
Spoods basically taking everybody on in that engagement. Got past one, nearly got past a second, but does get denied this time by, but he's going to get it over to his teammate, I believe it's Christian, up in the skies. Brings it down below the crossbar, pops down in the crease, but nobody can actually get a real good touch on it. It is going to eventually be Shaka who's going up against Christian at center field. Zach pushes this thing forward and finally gives UTK a moment to breathe. Can Spoods now find a teammate of sorts? Looks for Christian, actually kind of teed it up there for UTK, but Nitrix is there to make the save.
Yep, good wrap back from Nitrix
Oh.
here to keep it out of the net, but there's
Oh,
two
no.
demos now. Now it's a 3-0-1. Christian has to contest this. Not going to happen. Coming off the spawn is Spoods just in time to clear it away. That was spelling trouble. And a shot on goal. Nitrix guns it home. And what was looking so dangerous for the Saints turned into a goal just like that.
Unbelievably done. Like, granted, I don't think he would have had a whole heck. He had about a half tank or so left there to make that play happen. But yeah, basically getting demoed and immediately getting yourself into position for the offensive play. Fantastic job by Nitrix. Fantastic job by all the Saints to get into the right positions, make that pass, and they continue to just brute force it. Beautifully done there from the Saints, and another goal for Nitrix.
Wow. Nitrix on the board twice already. Good individual effort from him. We haven't really seen him kind of take possession of the ball that much throughout the day, but right there he shows off his skill, able to get that second touch after the contest and puts it in the net. And Nitrix, very important player. We talked about him. The deeper it goes into this tournament, how they're going to have to rely on his experience, and so far delivering when it matters.
It's definitely the X factor of sorts here on the Saints squad, because you never know exactly what you're quite going to get, but the experience, like you said, is coming up more positive than not. And normally for Nitrix, we don't usually see him brute force plays like that, but he picked his spot and absolutely crushed it when necessary, giving the Saints a lead, at least for this moment, as he tries to flick it on out back into the UTK zone. Christian is there waiting, but Zach has control.
Nitrix looking sharp right now. Zach with control, looking for that second touch. Nobody, perhaps a bit of a mistouch from him, as Spoo's going to take this the other way. The 50-50 won there by Shaka, as J. Cole able to clean up, as Christian again contesting towards the middle of the field, and Spoods with a shot on goal. That one,
that's a target.
oh my God! Oh, wow. Spoods with a 400-yard missile. Somehow floating over the top of J. Cole as he's out of boost. I'm not sure how that one went in.
Sometimes we just don't ask questions and just acknowledge what we have saw. What a shot from basically the entire court. Dead center in the middle of the net. Fantastic job all around. That gives the Saints now the insurance that they kind of were looking for around this 1 minute mark. Again, I think we've been saying it all day long so far. Like 2-goal lead at a minute. Still kind of nerve-wracking, but you're feeling a little bit better compared to trying to hold one.
Yeah, so far, no leads blown within the final minute for the Saints.
Oh, we're
basically any opponent that we've seen, yeah. Catch or curse, hopefully not, as St. Clair trying to hold on. 40 seconds left to go. Shot back down towards the SEC zone. Spoods there to clear that one out. And the help of Nitrix, shot on goal just over top. And the second touch again off the crossbar. And UTK scrambling to get out of their zone, and they're just simply running out of time.
These awkward, like, instead of playing the ball, play the card kind of plays coming out here from the Saints are doing a fantastic job of stalling this out. That was a good 10, maybe 12 seconds or so where the ball is just kind of left in the skies so that nobody can touch it because the Saints just kept pushing everybody around. And you can see Zach is definitely angry. He's going on a demolition derby. But even getting the one at this point would be too little. And Spoods is going to get the cherry on top here after a fantastic bounce in the center field.
What a day for Spoods. Cherry on top indeed.
Oh, robbery.
St. Clair just, I don't know, not the best of starts as UTK came out flying. They were whipping around the field and were able to get the first goal on the board, but 4 straight now for the Saints. Going to take game 1 as well. And just complete flip-flop from the first minute into the rest of the game as SEC going to take game 1.
Yeah, fantastic little comeback of sorts there for Saints, because yeah, that start was a little bit rough, but they did end up getting the ball rolling. Nitrix getting 2 goals on that one, 2 goals on 3 shots, plus an assist, plus a save, was absolutely all over the board. And it does look like we're going to have a quick little server flip or something, because I did see some of the players leave. So we'll have a quick moment here before we hop into the next one. But Shaka and the rest of the squad were doing solid, but then it just seemed like the momentum just fell flat. Like, what do you think just happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think really once the Saints got the first goal on the board, they just didn't really have an answer. It seemed like UTK became the team that was scrambling in their defensive zone. They just couldn't really get any pressure towards the net. I mean, other than the first 45 seconds or so. I mean, we saw that ridiculous save. I believe it was from Nitrix or Spoods at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And everything could have gone differently had they put that one in. A 2-0 lead definitely could have changed the outcome of the game. You just got to mentally reset here. That was a tough loss. You started out good, and now you need to take that momentum from the first minute, bring it into game 2 if you're UTK.
Absolutely. And now it's going to be Shaka picking up where they left off, trying to get a quick one off the start, but not this time. Saints just kind of dogpiling it right into the corner. Spood's going to lead that charge, leaving it up for Christian, who gets a fantastic shot on target, but an even better save there from Shaka to stop that one.
An even better save again. Shaka with a good shot on goal, but Nitrix there for the reinforcements. This ball is still not going to get out of the zone. Finally does, but Shaka going to keep it in again. Christian with a good contest, but bounces the wrong way as J. Cole set up for prime position. But a great demo from Christian. Going to alleviate that pressure immediately. And a shot from Nitrix as well. Rebound now from Spoods trying to put it in off the top of the net. And finally cleared from UTK. A good opportunity for St. Clair to take an early lead.
All right, a couple of good shots from both sides so far, but nobody able to seal the deal quite yet. We have now Spoods going to dump this on into the UTK zone. Just dump and chase, try to interfere as best as possible if you can't get the ball yourself. Nitrix goes flying for it, but could not quite get a piece of it. Zach now shot on target. Spoods is there, is going to make the save, comfortably puts it along the wall, and actually waits for Shaka to get past him. A little bit of a mind game of sorts along the sides to see who gets the clear first. Nitrix is going to fall, but it does allow for the Saints to clear for the moment.
Yep. Again, your more traditional tennis going on right now, but
there
a good shot on goal. There's the individualism that we see from Christian so often. Able to use his skill. We hadn't seen it over the last couple series, but right there, able to take advantage and just, I mean, you can see the talent that Christian has. It's all about bringing it out. He does right there, puts his team up 1-0, and we got 3:30 left in game 2.
Whether it's a one-on-one with the defender or the goalie, it's whoever moves first and how do you react to it. Waited for the absolute perfect time. Meanwhile, Zach almost at the perfect time there for UTK to get themselves a quick answer on the board, but it ends up just going barely wide. Nitrix is going to beat everybody to this ball and get the Saints the second goal of the game.
Yeah, players get again caught out getting boosts, and well, Nitrix, nobody up the middle. All right, my turn.
Oh, poor Zach.
Yeah, Zach just late, gets a little bit of a touch, but not enough. And well, good read from Nitrix. Again, he read the pressure, able to take advantage, and now St. Clair with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you don't have to necessarily get fancy with it if you're positioned properly. Just outright drag race them and gun it, and makes it work this time by. Of course, UTK still not quite done just yet, but still, you can tell a little bit of the momentum starting to kind of bleed away for them, so to speak. Christian going to pick it up after Nitrix. He was looking for the solo play for himself. I guess the Saints are kind of feeling a little bit confident, willing to take to the skies a little bit more often. In a worst case scenario, as long as you don't just send it over to the opponent, it is a good time killer. Best case scenario, you find a shot out of it.
Yeah, you see Spoons already wrapped back. Great read out of him, getting the boost. Knew the pressure was coming from UTK. The ball into the zone. Now Spoons able to get a decent look for Christian, but nothing doing yet. Nitrix all the way back playing defense by himself. Good touch there from Shaka, but no one home for UTK to get that second chance opportunity. And now it's St. Clair with an opportunity for themselves, but 3 defenders there. Spoons over the top. Christian, soft touch off the crossbar. Second chance. There's Nitrix. Third player in. Great goal, great team effort there.
Absolutely. Spood starts this thing off. I pass it over to Christian. Christian off the backboard. All of the UTK members at that point were either stuck inside their own net or have already made their move and are flying through them or past the crease. And nothing they could do there. Nitrix, good time to sneak in there and get another goal here in this one. 3-0 now in the favor of the Saints. Just passing that halfway point a couple of seconds ago. Still lots of Rocket League to be played. But UTK definitely feels like they're on the back foot majorly, both in terms of score and mentality as of right now.
Yeah, this is where you start to get into dangerous territory for UTK. You can't let this game get out of hand. From here on out, you really just want to play good Rocket League, and the goals will come eventually for them. They just need to play strong fundamentally for the rest of this one. As time is dwindling away, the win is looking unlikely at this point for the side of UTK, but they need anything that they can bring into Game 3 would be huge for them.
Absolutely, because we see yet another bouncer. We have 2 people jumping for it on the side of UTK just to make sure this thing does not go back into their net. Christian is going to answer this right at the center line, basically, but it did kind of pass this off over to Shaka, who does make the shot. Spood's going to stop that, but the rebound coming out here, Nitrix going to stop that one there from J. Cole. So no harm, no foul of sorts here for the Saints. Christian from his own side going to try and crush that thing down. Shaka now going to end up making the save. Christian still with so much pressure and an additional Saints member flying on through to try and make that shot happen, but there's too many bodies in that area. Shot goes high here from UTK. Rebounds, no. J. Cole gets demoed for his dribbles. So now just a little bit of a tennis match, as you would say, just back and forth with 50 seconds left to go.
Yeah, 50 seconds. The time is just running out, not on the side of UTK whatsoever. Good shot on goal here, looking for the second chance, but great 50 ball from Nitrix. Bumps that one into the corner. Chance now for Shaka to get this one back towards the middle. No boost for him, so he's just going to have to revert back and rely on J. Cole to make something happen here. Zach sends it back towards the middle. Shot on goal as Shaka able to knock that one away. Christian's just out here flying around it.
Hey, yo.
Okay, that was an interesting bounce as Shaka off the roof and over the head of, I believe it was Spoons, the bounce. Yeah. Oh, the demo came in last second. Wow.
I was going to say that definitely caught me off guard, but that makes sense. Fantastic enforcer play there from the UTK player to just completely interfere with the goalie. Of course, some sports that's a penalty. Here it's encouraged. So making that work for them, but it's going to be answered pretty quickly. Never mind, not quite answered, but still just a lot of time taken down. 10 seconds for 2 goals. I think this one's about all she wrote here. Saints are going to go up 2 in this series.
All she wrote. Going to be a 2-0 series lead here for St. Clair. Well, I mean, we were just talking about this is what you need from UTK. They got a good quality goal.
Very true.
They were able to play some good Rocket League down the stretch. It's not like they were heavily outplayed in the final minute and a half, but this is something, just literally anything when you're down 2-0 in a series, you need to bring something into that potentially eliminating game, and UTK they got to build on it.
And to be fair, again, it's not like UTK was short on any sort of offense. That's going to be 10 shots total on that side of the court, and rather on the Saints side it was 9. So it was extremely even all around. Just for the Saints, the defense was there, the plays were happening. But yes, like you're saying, getting that last goal there, especially one as like decisive and hard hitting like an enforcer demo kind of style goal, you feel good after that one, regardless of what the score line is. So yeah, that's exactly what they were looking for. But now we're going to be going into game 3, where it is now do or die here for UTK. Saints looking for that loser semifinal spot if they can get one more on the field.
Yep. I don't want to prematurely say anything, but with how the first 2 games have gone so far, it's been all St. Clair.
Very true.
And so UTK will need to come up big in game 3 and really come out and beat them badly if they want a chance in the rest of this series. In St. Clair, they need to close this thing out now.
Yeah, they need to win on the scoreboard, and they also need a bunch of emotional damage if they can manage to make that happen here. But now, right away, UTK dropping it right in the St. Clair crease, but there is no third member to try and make the shot. This early in the game, I'm not sure if you want to necessarily overcommit, and holy smokes, that's one way to use play the body of sorts. Just kind of treated that poor car like a cue ball and just got 2 for his efforts. Not demos, but still pushed him aside.
Yeah, you don't necessarily always need demos. The no boost bump is good enough. There's a good chance here for Nitrix, but you see the likes of Spoods and Christian playing defense. They're expecting the wrap up from UTK immediately as Spoods tries to get one toward the middle of the point. Not going to happen there. Nitrix gets it back down in the corner. Second chance opportunity now. Spoods, good defense there coming in from Shaka. UTK look a little bit more comfortable, but as I say that, a good chance for SEC. Back the other way, 2-on-1 rather, but Nitrix coming in from the left side of your screen. You blink and you miss them with a great defensive play.
Yeah, just enough time to get that ball away and off to the side where it's a little bit less dangerous. Fantastic job there. But now that is going to be, I believe that was Zach firing through the center, trying to get this towards the Saints zone. Does manage to get it there. Holds it there for just a little bit longer, but Christian fought for that one pretty much just the entire way. Passes this one back on over to Nitrix, who has it in the corner of the UTK zone. Looking for anybody right now. Here's Christian, dead center. Just going to be the shot for themselves, and Christian's just going to try and dump and chase for himself, but does end up getting cleared. UTK currently in control.
Yep, classic dump and chase. Good chance there. Shot on goal just off the top left corner. As Nitrix now the other way. Ball's back towards middle. Christian with a good shot on goal. Couldn't quite get the angle as tried to manipulate the card just enough, but not enough power. That allows UTK to wrap back, clear the ball line out. Now a chance for Shaka, shot on goal, contested there from Spoods. Cleared out once again from St. Clair. Back and forth we go. Great pass towards the middle of the net. Zach there for the defense. Nitrix with a second follow-up pass. Nothing doing again. The demo comes in. They do have a 3-on-2, but the ball just kind of stagnated in the air.
I think Christian's kicking himself a little bit there. Zach was able to dodge him at the same time as that shot, which could have very well been the go-ahead goal into this one. Gets the demo a little bit later. Has a little bit of a revenge tap, but wasn't quite what he was hoping for. Zach now in the Saints zone looking for a centering attempt. Uses Spoods for it, actually. A little bit of a bump and run to pass this on over to Shaka, who has control. Gets past one, looking for a teammate. Does get interfered with, though. So the Saints, granted, they're kind of stuck in their zone for a little bit, but it's always been in the corners, not necessarily a dangerous spot.
Yeah, these 50-50s, I mean, both teams have won their fair share in the defensive zone, and that's why we're now 3 minutes, crossing the 3-minute threshold of game number 3 at 0-0. And but both teams just great defensive effort so far, as you know, some quality chances. UTK, not as many perhaps as St. Clair, but they've certainly had a couple opportunities to get one in, but nothing doing yet.
Yeah, very, very awkward bounce there for UTK. Almost went right through their crease, but now we're actually seeing the Saints a little bit on the defensive side of things. Passes up forward, shot by Christian is going to end up going wide. Very, very fast ball, hard to control that one, but they still almost made something out of this. Going to end up going right back into the Saints zone. Christian is going to have to make a save on this one. Shaka was right there to get that ball right off the wall. Zach looked to try and drop it down, interfered with by Spoods, who sends it over to Nitrix. Nitrix by himself for the time being. Not going to be able to get a follow-up, just right back to Shaka. Back and forth battle here in center field. Minute left to go, still nothing. Here we go.
These contests are outstanding from both teams in their D zone. Still 0-0, 1 minute left to go. UTK White with their tournament on the line. A great opportunity, but Shaka there to shut that chance down for SEC. Ball back into the zone. Christian just going to regroup. Gets us up towards the middle of the net, but good contest once again. That's going to be Jay Cole.
Someone got interfered with in the UTK zone. Can they get a shot off in that time? No, there is enough backup to make it happen. It is going to be a centering pass, but it goes on over to the UTK player who brings it right into the Saints zone. Trying to get some sort of forecheck going. Shot on target. Actually, the counter punch. They can actually outrun this Christian drag race. He's going to get the go-ahead goal.
Wow. Taking advantage of the overextension from UTK. You see Zach too far pushed up, cross that midfield line. Christian able to just slide that one on in 24 seconds. It was looking like overtime right there, but no. Christian and Co. able to get one, and there's another. Oh, it doesn't go in. Christian gonna kick himself for that one. St. Clair still have control towards the UTK net. Oh, another chance to put that one away.
Absolute madness, and it's not over just yet. 5 seconds or so left on the clock. One more chance here for UTK to try and tie this one up after a play goes wrong that they're absolutely going to be kicking themselves for. This ball's still up in the air. Can it hit the ground, or can they get the goal? This is actually a good opportunity. They choke it, and it is going to be St. Clair going to the loser semifinal.
Oh, man. UTK so close, and wow. Great efforts from both sides. That was by far the most exciting game we've seen all day long. 0-0 right down to the wire, but 24 seconds left. Nitrix able to get that ball up to the midfield area, and, well, Christian just walked that one into the net.
Exactly. They sent all three up there to the point where, of course, there is no offsides in Rocket League. So if you find the opportunity where, not that you're cherry picking, but you see the opportunity where you can kind of force a drag race like that, I mean, you take it, and Christian did not disappoint. Fires it on, and they're kind of scared us with the second goal that probably almost could have been. But thankfully, no harm, no foul. This works this time by. Scary, but made it exciting for us, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And, well, we're now into the top four.
All right.
And we continue on to the best of five. So SEC dropping down from winners round 2 down to losers round 2. And they've been able to make the run of a lifetime so far.
And then it's not going necessarily according to plan either. I do believe on the bracket here, as we do see, if we go up a little bit more to the top where it says projected, can we check that box? Because if I recall correctly, we were the 4th seed. We were supposed to be, we're going to basically lose now according to what is projected. However, if I recall correctly, we were supposed to lose to GVSU. No, actually, they're thinking that we're going to lose to the USF, so University of South Florida. Holy crap, Florida teams today, apparently. But it looks like that's exactly who we're going up against. So I guess according to projected, things are going as planned. But if I recall correctly, we were supposed to see GVSU there. But still, the fact that the Saints have been able to go as far as they have from dropping down to the lower bracket immediately into this tournament is just says a lot. Good on them.
Yeah, I mean, they've needed to pull together these wins, and each series they've looked just stronger and stronger, really. And now with a best-of-5 series against UTK, they had to win 3 instead of 2, and they were able to put together a masterclass in the first 2 games to get to that point. And, of course, the back and forth, they came in the clutch. And, well, the history of this team is just so clutch. Obviously, last year, the incredible run that they had to make it into the CRL World Championships. The 24th seed, we can't not talk about that. Christian and Spoods, of course, key components to those guys making that run. But in the clutch, this is where this team shines, and one of the best teams at this school specifically in the clutch when it matters.
Absolutely. And if this is the tournament that that we're both thinking of, I believe that was where Nitrix had to kind of come in clutch at the Worlds, because like illness actually came to one of the players at that time too, which I know Nitrix, the super sub or whatever, ended up being not the meme, but it was the nickname of sorts, so to speak, around campus, where it came in and absolutely clutched up where necessary. And we're kind of seeing a little bit of the same kind of stuff happening here today. But can we now make the upset versus the University of South Florida, assuming that is who we're going up against?
It looks like.
Or that match might still be happening.
Yeah, it's still going on right now,
Mount something. I'm absolutely losing my vision apparently here. I can't quite catch the other opponents there alongside them, but
Mount Aloysius. I'm gonna take a stab at that one.
Mount Aloysius College.
Yeah. So it does look like Akron will be the first team qualified for
Fair enough.
for league play, which it was pretty well expected. Again, a new look team, but just so strong still.
Absolutely.
So Syracuse is going to be the team waiting in the losers finals, and that will be the final qualifying match. But first, they await the opponent of St. Clair and either USF or Mount Aloysius.
Yeah, we're starting to kind of get down to it here. Honestly, props to Syracuse as well. That's a team that's kind of only as of recently, I guess, really starting to show up a lot more often. Like, they've been competing a lot, don't get me wrong, but this is the first time, I guess, over the last, say, 6 months or so that I'm starting to see them at, like, the further portions of these tournaments, so good on them. And then Mount Aloysius College, I've never heard of them, and that terrifies me. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to be very, very curious as to what happens between them and University of South Florida.
For sure. Mount Aloysius, I mean, to make it all the way to the top 6, I mean, very impressive run from them. So huge shout out to them. If they do happen to get past USF, then we'll have the pleasure of seeing them here on stream. But for now, while we wait for that game, we're going to take a quick little intermission. Don't go anywhere. We're into the top 4 loser semifinal coming up next.
All right, Saints Nation, welcome back. We are now in the losers semifinals here of this CCA Summer Series East Qualifier, the last chance to get into the CCA Summer Series League play. We have the University of South Florida up against our Saints this time by joining in about 30 seconds in here. Just a back and forth battle, no real shots on target. This is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I mean, we saw something similar, the first minute or two, just a feeling out process, see what each team is going to give each other early on in the game. And so far, nothing yet, but, decent opportunity for Christian, had a decent look, but, that USF defense holding strong here early on.
Absolutely. Of course, starting lineup here for the Saints is going to be the same, but this time here for USF, we have I Feel Clutch, Sap, and Yagami. Let's hope he left the notebook at home, because our Saints are going to want to have to deal with that. So we have Sap charging on through, looking to make an offensive opportunity. It is going to be denied by Spoods for just a moment's time, but they're kind of stuck at their own zone.
Yeah, nothing doing here. Good shot on goal. Good look at perhaps a second chance, but Spoods there for the save. Post Spoods and out it goes, as Nitrix there again trying to get clear, but USF, the pressure all on, and Spoods again on the back line, the last line of defense, able to keep that ball out of the St. Clair net. USF all over St. Clair right now. A second shot, another save by Christian, but finally it's Phil to put that one in. And it seemed like the inevitable was going to happen there, as you can only make 3 miraculous saves in a row, I guess.
I was going to say, there's only so long that you can keep that up. That was at least 3 to 4 saves or so that Spoots had to take care of by themselves. You're lucky enough to get 2 sometimes, let alone as often as they made those saves. A fantastic job for Spoots nonetheless, but even better there for USF to be able to seal the deal and Phil there getting USF on the board, as they're now picking up right where they left off, right back into the offensive zone, onto the Saints, backed into the Saints crease, off the backboard, looking for USF member, just goes right off the roof, no shot though. Spoods again, gonna clear this one over to Christian. Christian tries to redirect, could not quite get the angle they were looking for. Nitrix now, sharp angle shot, and they're gonna be able to get this one all tied up at 1.
Great shot from Nitrix, great read and great angling of his vehicle. Yeah, just beautiful touch, got just enough. And I believe that was Sap, the last one there. Can't get anything on the ball. And so we're all even now, just about to cross the halfway mark of game number 1 here in this top 4 matchup. Trying to vie for that spot to clinch their spot in the Summer Series. So 1-1, here we go.
I mean, we're going to have ourselves another opportunity here. Nitrix nearly finding the redirect. But one thing that does kind of make me a little bit nervous, I wish we had some sort of shot counter of sorts like you would see at a hockey game, kind of like in the corner below the names, because I feel like USF would probably have 7 or 8, meanwhile Saints have 2. Granted, they did manage to get the goal, but you can see where the pressure is lying right now. The Saints do manage to get it cleared every once in a while, get a shot here and there, but it's just after an absolute relentless assault of shots from USF, as Saints now finally get the chance to clear it, kind of make something of it.
We talked about the shot total, but the Saints defense all day long has been so good.
Absolutely.
Not allowing over, I believe, 3 goals is the max that they've allowed in a game so far today, and holding strong yet again when it matters most. And there's a chance for Christian to move it up the field, but not gonna really make anything of it yet, as USF continue to pressure. Another shot on net, but Nitrix with the save. Everybody chipping in goal, as Spoods now with an opportunity to do it himself. Able to bump it over that defender. Second chance shot just cleared from Sap. St. Clair now trying to answer on offense.
Okay, that was almost a humongous chance. The fact that they got that far to begin with was absolutely remarkable. But now the Saints still looking for that go-ahead goal. Same thing here with Yagami and the rest of USF trying to charge on through. Got Sap right there. He's actually going to let it go for their partner. Not going to quite get there. A little bit of an awkward bouncer in the center field area. Saints get a hold of it. Spoods now centering pass opportunity. Drops into the crease. Going to be immediately taken care of. USF not wasting any time clearing that thing.
No time wasted. They want this second goal, but here's Christian. Oh, good opportunity. Ran out of boost. You'd think if he stayed a little bit more airborne there, that had a chance. But Spoods wrapping back. Now the reverse bump. Going to take that out of the zone, but Yagami holds it in for USF. Centers the ball. Prime opportunity off the right post. Christian clears it away.
Oh my goodness, stuck in the Saint zone, still tied up, 30 seconds left to go. Spoods breaks out, has Christian there, but Christian does end up getting beat out. So it's Nitrix versus 2, but that was such a slow lob shot through center that the rest of the Saints were able to catch up for at least a moment's time. Spoods is there, Christian is there in the background as well, just trying to figure out who takes it, who stays back. Spoods leads the charge, firing on forward. Christian with the shot, does get blocked immediately. Nitrix does pick it up, however, still in the corner, 3 seconds left. One more opportunity for maybe the Saints to try to pull this through, or we are going to our first overtime of the entire day.
First overtime, and expect nothing less from these two teams with how USF has made their way through this bracket. Won a couple winners bracket rounds, now in lowers, forcing the first overtime of the day here on the Saints Gaming CA stream. Christian and co. trying to get this all-important Game 1 win under their belt.
Right around the corner, Christian off the backboard does set it up, and Nitrix is going to clutch this one up with less than 20 seconds into this overtime. A fantastic setup there for Christian to drop this off the backboard, and there's Nitrix to set it on through.
Wow. Nitrix, player of the game here in the loser semifinals. 2 goals for him. Great finisher from him as well, and a quick overtime, but an overtime nonetheless. And USF plays strong. They start off hot, but it's St. Clair with 2 straight to end of that game.
Yep, and then the shots kind of evened up at the end of this one, and I'm sure the players are ready to ready up and just go right into game number 2 pretty much immediately after that one. Those were some fast check marks, to say the least. They want to go now. But yeah, this shots, it was 8-7, Saints favored, so close.
Yeah, again, USF, they were all over the St. Clair Saints for the first, 2.5, 3 minutes of that game. It really felt like
troubling.
Yeah, very troubling. They could have blown that game completely wide open. But the defense, again, holding strong. You saw fantastic saves from Nitrix. Of course, Spoods on the back end as well. Christian being that cleanup crew guy in the corners also.
The cleanup crew and the setup person as well, the playmaker of sorts. Can we see that again? And actually, Christian beelining this immediately off the face-off, putting the pressure onto Yagami and the rest of USF, but could not quite get a shot on target this time but it's going to bring it right back in for himself off the backboard. We do have Spoods there, who does get a redirect, and a barely making contact there as Yagami to bring it on over. Nitrix in the center. Everybody on the Saints all getting involved in the offense within the first 15 seconds. Very, very scary if you're on the side of USF.
Yeah, not the start that you really want there, but they managed to scrape away with no harm, no foul, as now St. Clair trying to get a little pressure towards their zone. Nice demo by Christian, but not really going to do anything. It's just going to relieve the pressure from USF as you start to see those South Florida players move up the map a little bit. But a little bit of a regroup now for St. Clair. They can get the ball back into the USF zone.
Players are just kind of dancing with the ball there for a moment, trying to slow things down, but now it's going to be Spoods intercepting Yagami here, but it does end up going over to Sap, who's going to try and take a shot in the crease. Does manage to keep it there for a moment's time, but it is going to end up being cleared. Yagami now with control around center. Christian tries to intercept, not going to happen. Nitrix getting the demo does open things up, however. This is a 3-on-2 on the offensive side of things as Yagami goes down as well, but Sap in the meantime just carried this thing all the way into the Saints zone in a very, very dangerous fashion, almost getting the goal there against the Saints, but it does get pushed aside.
Yeah, you saw Spoods doing anything he could to get back as fast as he could.
Absolutely.
But unable to do so. You see Nitrix just running out of boost as he gets blown to oblivion as well. So now USF have a chance to regroup themselves and get this back. It's just a demolition derby out there here, Dan.
Okay, we got ourselves a little bit of a change of pace of sorts here as we see the drop shot opportunity. That was actually beautiful attempt there from Yagami to actually take the player out before the ball got there. But fantastic defense here from the Saints to not fall for it and have the backup necessary. And yet another one. That's probably Nitrix. The 4th elimination here of this game, to say the least, but a huge shot there as Phil catches the ball just kind of floating in the crease.
Yeah, Phil Clutch has been pretty quiet for the first 2 games here, but able to get the only 2 goals for South Florida so far in this series. And again, USF able to draw first blood. They need to build on it here. You got to think the second goal is going to be a very important one.
Absolutely. As we now see Yagami immediately going on the offense there with Phil once again, but Spoods, or no, it's going to be Christian rather, who clears this thing out immediately. And Sap just brings it right back in here. Spoods meets him up above the crossbar. Try and clear this thing up, but Yagami does have control here for USF. Looks for the pinch, not going to quite get as much of it, but he does manage to get his own rebound, but it is going to go wide.
Yeah, the pressure continues. Phil Clutch trying to get his second of the game, third of the series. Not going to happen, though, as Christian able to just hold strong for as long as he could. Now he's got some help from his teammates, but Nitrix actually set this one up for USF to take advantage. There's a shot on goal just over top of the net. And Nitrix clears again. Sab with a second shot. Clutch looking for that third one, too. USF all over the St. Clair goal. Can't convert quite yet, though. Spoods finally able to settle things down for the time being, but USF dictating everything here in game 2.
I mean, USF has so many shots on target, but at the same time, Nitrix basically took a turn of defending each of the USF players respectively within a 30-second period. And now Spood's going to send this thing all the way into the USF zone to try and get some sort of forecheck going. Does have control for just a moment's time, but it is going to be taken away there by Phil. Granted, he does not have much boost, so he saves for Sap. Tries to get it over Christian. Not going to happen this time. Back to Nitrix. Goes cross halfway. Nitrix no boost in the tanks. Going to not get the boost in the corner either. Does get robbed by Yagami, which means this offensive play is dead for the moment.
For the moment, St. Clair only have a minute 30. Trying to take it 2-game series, but there's a good shot on goal. And who else but Nitrix showing up in the biggest way possible so far in this top 4 matchup, and gets his second of the series. Actually make that third of the series as he ties this one up. And well, down the stretch again, we're primed for overtime as both teams showing up so far.
I mean, Nitrix has probably been on point so far with just having the most scrappy but like counterattack style in this Rocket League series, or this entire tournament rather. Just one overextension. It may not necessarily always be the prettiest of goals, but he's in the right position, getting just enough of a touch to be able to bring that through. So now once again tied up with 1-1 with a minute left on this clock here. Christian in the crease waiting. Here comes Nitrix, drops it on down, trying to do it himself, but Spoods is there. You can see USF is getting scrappy in their own crease to try and get these saves off, and they're finally able to clear it.
Yeah, Christian had to back off there, had no boost, so he was in a prime scoring position, but absolutely called that rotate, called Spoods to come in.
Oh.
But now he's going to get an opportunity for himself, but Phil able to knock that ball away for the time being. Good shot on goal here. It's up to Spoods, and he's there to make the save again. The defense holding so strong. USF pressuring once more, 20 seconds left.
Okay, Christian no boost, but still makes the play happen to at least get it to the center field line. It's going to be Nitrix up to their teammate up in the sky. Is not going to quite get this towards the net, but it is going to go to Spoods. 10 seconds left on the clock here, and it's going to drop right in front of the USF nets, but a big save from Megami. The rebound is crawling, but it's not going to get there. Minute or a second left on this clock here. If this touches the ground, we're done. How about overtime number 2 for game number 2?
Oh man, great chances for both teams in game 2 so far. Face-off one there by St. Clair. Oh man, all over the net are both of these teams, but both sides again playing such strong defense has kept this series at such a low-scoring series overall. We haven't seen any team open things up so far. And Nitrix looking for a chance himself, but gonna run out of boost. St. Clair with an opportunity to get some pressure on.
Oh. So close, right across the crease it'll go, but not quite dangerous enough yet. Christian's gonna have to retreat for some boost. Nitrix is here in the center, but it's a bit of an awkward spot. He's gonna have to try and make a save. Nobody home. Yagami is going to get the go-ahead goal. We have ourselves a tie series.
Well, USF take advantage. It looked like St. Clair had some pressure towards their end for the first part of the overtime, but USF again finally cashing in on one of their several opportunities in that game.
Absolutely. In all honesty, that both teams should have had a lot more in this case. Taking a look at the shots once again here, we have 10 on the side of the Saints and 10 on the side of USF. So again, just opportunity after opportunity is always there. Unfortunate there for the Saints and for Nitrix, who did make the first initial save, but maybe didn't necessarily get as much on the ball as he was hoping for, and it did end up opening up for the rebound. So now we're going into game number 3, all tied up. We're in for a good series if this keeps up.
All tied up again. We saw 3-0 last time. USF coming off of a hot Game 5 victory just before this, so both teams well endowed on this Saturday afternoon. And now we got ourselves a best of 3 here down the stretch as we're all knotted up at 1 apiece.
One thing to note as well, in the bracket or in the projected seedings, of course. Based off of the seeds for this tournament, we are, I believe, projected to take this one and then go up to Syracuse. But the way this is going so back and forth, who knows at this rate? It's not a sealed deal in the slightest here. As USF obviously playing fantastic alongside the Saints here, as we see Spoods looking for the drop pass over to one of their teammates. It is going to be a small fly through the center, but it is not going to get the angle they were looking for. Nitrix was up there, but couldn't quite knock it down.
Yeah, great touches so far from St. Clair. It looks like they feel comfortable, which is important at this stake of the tournament. They know what's on the line as they battle for their spot of the Summer Series League play. And they look comfortable. They don't look panicked. And, you know, right now USF kind of in the exact same boat. Just very, very cool, common collective from both sides as they, you know, try to take a series lead here in a very important Game 3.
And a shot after shot opportunity here for USF in the Saints zone. The Saints, they may not be panicking, but they're damn well not comfortable, to say the least. Kind of hovering around that center field area now, trying their dangest. It's been like a minute before they've gotten this thing cleared out. They're finally going to be able to do so. Nitrix with the pop shot, or pop pass, whatever you want to call that, lobs it on over, takes a shot for himself. Is there a rebound? There is. He's just going to get his own. Nitrix gets the Saints on the board.
Nitrix does it himself. Great little touch from him again. Floats it over the defenders. You see Phil just missing that ball, and Sapp just landing as that ball go over his head. So fortunate bounces for Nitrix, fortunate bounces for St. Clair, and there you find themselves up with a 1-0 lead.
Damn, good on Nitrix. Like, with how quickly he showed up from a completely different position, it's almost as if he teleported. But just able to find the opening and just fully committing to it and not thinking twice, able to get his own rebound and get this one up ahead here for the Saints. So now Spoods going to maybe look to try and find number 2 here for the Saints, but it's going to be immediately set back. USF obviously not going to be happy about that one, firing on all cylinders. Pass in front, a huge save from Spoods, barely getting that above the net.
All day long, Spoods has been there to make these miraculous saves and looking to do so again. Finally gets it down to the USF zone, so a bit of a recollect. Good initial defense from Christian to play that 50 ball, but it does manage to get through. But Spoods, once again on the goal line, knocks it away. St. Clair hang on to their 1-0 lead for now.
Kind of stuck around the center line here where Phil is trying to control this thing. Granted, not much boost there. Tries to pass it off to Yagami, but it is going to be immediately picked up here by Nitrix. Puts it into the corner, trying to take it himself, waiting for the opportunity. Christian is the furthest player back, able to control it for a moment's time. Bring it right back in. Nitrix is back there, but he needs to knock it down. He gets the opportunity, but not quite enough juice on it to get towards the net itself.
Start to see USF getting more on the offensive. 2 minutes left to go here. Pressure's going to start to get on them. Try to get one on the board. Again, only 3 goals in the series for either of these teams. St. Clair just getting their 4th, but so low scoring. You start to see USF going to start sacrificing on defense a little bit more in about 30 seconds. Well, not even going to get the chance there as Spoods with a fantastic finish off of the back of, well, Christian. Who else? The setup man all day long, been so quiet in the goal scoring category, but man, what a play.
And the shot from Spoods threads the needle. 1 car above, 1 car below, just squeaks right between them both. Fantastic shot, fantastic pass, and everything just looking great here for the Saints in game number 2. About 1:30 or so left on the clock here. Just basically strict defense for the Saints will get them what they need. Go up in this series. Christian, of course, not going to be content with just playing defense, however. Puts this on forward, drop shot into the crease, but the Saints are not going to commit. Fair enough. They have 2 players back. Make sure there's no chance at a counterattack.
Yeah, you said it. They're playing very, very safe right now, which is all you need to do in this situation. You set one up. Christian not even moving a muscle down in the back corner. Nitrix as well. He knows his ball's coming towards him. So now he's going to start to make his way up towards the right side as his 2 teammates recollect towards the front of their goal. And great demo there. Christian going to be able to set this one up potentially for Spoods, but no, doesn't quite get the bounce that they want. However, just killing time, and that's what you got to do at this point in the game. That's exactly what the Saints continue to do.
Yeah, as long as you don't put yourself in an awkward position where you tee up the opponent, as we see another awesome opportunity here for Christian and take a shot out of the skies. Does get deflected there by Sapp, so fantastic. But it is going to be a huge save there from Nitrix, because that was nearly the counterattack that the Saints were scared of. Another attack on for USF, but it is going to hit the crossbar. Not able to clutch this up. 30 seconds left to go. Yagami down the Eiffel clutch. Not going to be able to get it into the net. Christian and the rest of the Saints are there to shut it down.
15 seconds now. USF not likely to tie this one up as time is dwindling away. The impossible will have to happen. They get a good chance there off the post,
boy.
and they put one in. So 5 seconds remaining. It's not impossible. USF, they're able to get one back, and, well, get a little bit nervous if you're on the side of St. Clair.
I mean, a fantastic passing play there, using the backboard as that fourth teammate of sorts. Always a reliable pass target, but now Saints, they need to kill this extremely quickly, and they're not going to waste any time. Not even going to touch the ball, really. Just knock that down immediately. So, all right, just enough to give us the briefest of heart attacks, but damn, all right. So, Saints 2-1 ahead. One more time. But I have a feeling that we're not quite done just yet.
No, can't expect this to go any less than a Game 5. I mean, USF, again, was all over it. I mean, St. Clair played a very clean Game 3. They looked like the more dominant team, really, for the first time this series. And so South Florida going to be looking for an answer, as it looks like we're just re-lobbying up once more. But yeah, a good effort from St. Clair. They're able to take the series lead, and now they have a couple games to play with.
Yeah, so it's nice to know that you have that little emergency game in the back if you absolutely need it, but you kind of want to finish this up right now because, of course, as soon as this game's done, winner of this goes to play Syracuse. Yep. So no waiting. You're already like knocking on the door of the top 3, and if you win that, you're in. So the Saints are right on the doorstep of actually making league play, but they just have a little bit more to go here. As here we are for game number 4, and Saints immediately on offense.
Yep, defense has been so good, but their offense has been able to answer the call whenever they've needed to. As Christian, again, been a little bit quiet since the early part of this Saturday, but been playing such a key support role for the squad as Nitrix and Spoods have done the dirty work, get these gritty goals for the St. Clair squad. So USF find themselves down 2-1, looking to answer back here in game number 4.
It doesn't have to be pretty, just get the job done here. As we now are seeing Nitrix clear this thing right from his own corner. Off to Phil. Phil's just going to get absolutely demoed there by Spoods. But it's going to send us all the way into the USF zone, where the Saints are hard charging on through. Shot on target is going to be immediately stopped there. Phil getting back in time to make that save. But Spoods now has 2 people to choose from. He's going to get immediately knocked down there from the USF defender, making it so he could not choose necessarily who he wanted. Christian off the backboard. Can he get the touch? He does! Fantastic play from Christian.
Fantastic play indeed. And, well, he was quiet again. But things like that is what makes Christian a special player and such a special part of this team. And, man, unbelievable individual effort again from Christian. He's been setting up goals left and right, but being able to get one in a moment like this has got to be such a huge morale boost for him. As now SEC just 4 minutes away from moving on to the top 3 and a chance to clinch their spot in the Summit Series.
Cannot get over how sharp angle of a shot that was, but we still have plenty of Rocket League to go. Nitrix going to try and do something similar. A little bit of a lobber into the USF area, but it's not going to quite get on target this time by. Spoods is just going to straight up brute force through all 3. It's going to be sent back, but Christian is there on defense to stop this from going on through. Right back into the Saints zone, however, Spoods drops it down to Nitrix. Nitrix has a little bit of room to work with. Where's the defense? But he is actually, wow! Christian manages to get a bounce of a lifetime to get that insurance goal.
Bounce of a lifetime, yeah, you said it. Looked like a double to triple bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces to get into the net. Finally, Christian able to get the last touch, and unfortunately for USF, that's going to spell some trouble. And now, with their backs against the wall, and 3 minutes and counting going down, but good individual effort. Zap, okay, big answer. Immediately, the narrative instantly changes, and USF, they could build off of that momentum. Great effort there from Zap.
That was very, very odd there. I believe it was Christian in the back who made the first initial move to make the save. And then USF completely read that. And by the time they juked out the first one, Nitrix realizes the issue, guns it, but could not quite get there anyway. So good on USF not to let the bleeding really happen for too long here, bringing this back within 1 and keep themselves in this game.
And you're bandaged up if you're USF, and now it's time to get back to war. You're still down 1 goal, 3 minutes left to go. A chance at league play. as they're looking for that setup. Phil was there, so close, but just couldn't get an eye on the ball. 2:45 left to go.
Oh, they're kicking themselves for that one. That was a perfect setup, but could not even get a shot at all towards the net off of that. That is definitely going to be a little demotivating, but we do see Sap still pushing on forward here alongside Phil, and there is Yagami off the backboard looking for Sap. It goes over Sap, and now this is a little bit of a struggle, 2-on-1 in the Saints' favor, but there is reinforcements on the way. Of course, those cars can get back extremely quickly as long as you got boost in the tank. Nitrix bounce off the side towards the crease. Knockdown opportunity here for USF, but they're not quite going to get the shot they're looking for. All towards the net, but it's all just barely wide.
Yeah, USF all over it now. Last line of defense, it was going to be a 2-on-1, but Yagami able to send it back down, and he's got a free look at the net. Great defensive play, great recognition, and you see just 3 players from St. Clair come flying through midfield, and no one left to defend Yagami and USF, who have been all over it in the past 45 seconds. Finally able to put one in.
To be fair, this entire series, I feel like Agami's probably been the quiet one, the one that hasn't been too flashy. He's just been kind of like defensively oriented. So if there's a player that you feel like you could one-on-one challenge, it was probably him. However, they absolutely clutched that opportunity, tying this game up, making the Saints eat some crow, and now we're all tied up once again, 2-2, just under 2 minutes left to go here. Nitrix successfully defends there, and now it's kind of stuck in the Saints zone once again.
Overtime potentially on the horizon. 90 seconds remain. Good shot opportunity there for Yagami, but yeah, no one home for USF to help out. Good demo coming in, so a potential fast break for St. Clair going to get instantly shut down as Spoods looking to come off of spawn and get this ball immediately out of the SEC zone. Now a minute 15 left to go. Good chance there, and Yagami again puts it in. That's his second of the game, and USF with 3 straight on the brink of tying this series.
Gosh, what seems like a nothing bounce was again just capitalized as Sap was just able to get that in the right position for Yagami just to drill it home. And now USF looking like they're in position here to maybe send our Saints to a Game 5 after what was the way this game started in Game 4 would be an absolute victory in itself.
It's a huge bounce back for USF right now. Can they hang on, or will St. Clair get one back and force our 3rd overtime of the series? Good chance now. Spoon's trying to center this ball, just overshot it just a little bit. Ran out of boost, gonna have to regroup. Nitrix on the offensive, able to play that 50 ball enough for Spoons to get there in time. Christian now gonna be flying in with the shot on goal. Just a bit over the top, but Spoons over the top. There he is, it's Nitrix. What a touch, what a goal, and we're tied.
Another sharp angle shot, it looks like here. Nitrix just going to drill this thing down. Christian with the bump on top of that to get Sap out of there, and we're all tied up at 3 just like that. Incredible job here from the Saints, but the job isn't done yet. 3-3 with 40 seconds left to go.
In the clutch again, Nitrix comes up huge. This team continues to do it when it matters, but Christian just a little bit wide. Great touch from Phil to knock that one off the right post. A chance for now USF to get one in, but Spoons again there for the save. Pressure continues. Clutch with a shot on goal.
No
way. In. Top left corner. USF take the lead.
Clutch is in the nave, and it might have been the perfect time for it. Able to lob that one up and just tuck it right under the crossbar. Fantastic shot, well placed, and now the Saints again in the hot seat with 20 seconds left to go.
Hot seat yet again. 20 seconds remain. St. Clair, they win the draw. Nitrix trying to push that one up the net, but that one might actually be on goal. Christian knocks it down for now. 13 seconds remain. Good time killing here from Sap, just trying to stay as stagnant as possible as Yagami puts this one towards the St. Clair zone, sacrificing the defense, and Clutch will get the sealer, and we're going to a Game 5.
There's no question now. The Saints have fallen apart here at game number 4. We'll be going to Game 5 momentarily. Fantastic play here from USF to clutch things up the way they have. I feel Clutch able to find those 2 last-minute goals, just making things so brutal. The dagger in the heart of sorts here for Saints fans as we're getting ready for Game 5.
Yeah, gotta tip the hat to Yagami for the performance that he had in that game. Kicked everything off for that USF comeback, and well, St. Clair, they answer back late. But in the clutch, it's Mr. Phil Clutch with his second of the game and fourth of the series. He's been huge for them so far.
And shots were all tied up. So this game is pretty much as close as it gets. It's not like one team just kind of failing on offense or failing on defense or like vice versa or whatever. Just literally as close as it can possibly get here. Hopping into game 5 in just a moment's time here. These players do not want to wait at all. And to be fair, I don't blame them. This has been exciting, and we'll have to see. Maybe an overtime for game number 5?
Perhaps. Boy, that would get the hearts pounding. This series has been fantastic so far. And USF able to score 5, which seems to be unheard of against a team like St. Clair today. But they get the job done, and here we go. Game 5 underway.
Yeah, and it's immediately going right into the Saints zone where we do see Sap and Phil in the corner there for the Saints. That's going to now be Yagami. Picks it up, trying to get the shot on target. But there's going to be Christian who stops it, though. Sends it out, no boost in the tank, but at least gets it into the USF zone for the moment. Just going to be now USF once again pushing it on through. Spoods is back there to answer, but just kind of stuck up in the skies where Christian is waiting.
Yeah. Christian forcing the ball down the right side of the field, but ran out of boost yet again. So that's going to allow USF to get a counterattack going. There's a chance in front of them, but Spoon's able to clear that ball. Phil Clutch looking for his 1,000,000th goal of this series, it feels like. USF continuing the pressure once more.
A little bit of opportunity here for the Saints, so to kind of break out a little bit. Spoons, I believe, was just on a headhunting, or not, it was Christian on a headhunting run there. Try and knock out a goalie, but when they don't get it, they do end up pulling back here. This is now Yagami, set up in the corner. Christian going to try and control, sees that Phil is there ready and waiting for the first initial touch. The slow play was valuable. They bring it all the way on over into the USF zone, but immediately cleared once again, right back to Spoods, and now we're right back in the Saints zone.
Good opportunity again. Yagami just overshooting that one. Didn't have a real chance to put that one in the net. It will clear it out for now as Clutch again all over the place, putting himself in the best position possible to put one in for his USF team. Now Christian on the counterattack. Nope, gonna get instantly knocked away from Yagami. So back down it goes to the St. Clair zone. And well, back to that tennis court we go as Nitrix gonna bump this into corner, centered out front, but no one home for St. Clair. You see the two players on the defensive side just picking up their boots and regroup.
Gosh, I don't want to call it now, but I feel like some of the trust from the Saints might be kind of faltering a little bit. Some of these passes that they seem so happy and willing to take before have been a little bit more hesitant. You'll see one of the players up in the offensive zone in the skies dribbling on through where the pass would normally happen, but then there's two people in the back. As we see USF slow fall here into the Saints crease once again. Phil Clutch going to try and push this on through once again. There is help available. Shot on target actually hits the crossbar. That's going to be a gift there for the Saints.
Yeah, so close to going down 0-1 in Game 5 tournament. Again, on the line for both these teams. Loser semifinals. Just under 2.5 minutes ago. Here's a good opportunity for Nitrix. Add a boost though, and Yagami there on the defensive side going to get things kick-started now for USF as Clutch trying to put that one back in, but no, it's going to be back in the rear corner. This one actually bounces up front. Good chance opportunity. Christian stopped by Sap. Another chance there. 3 players there from USF. No one now in front of the net. Nitrix knows it, trying to get it up front. The back end challenge coming in off the crossbar. Christian again, just wide of the goal. All over is St. Clair.
God, the offense isn't done though, and that was unfortunate there for Christian. That's such a hard shot to try and finish up. Could not quite get it done there. That triple commit from USF was so scary. All of them no boost, all of them committing everything to try to make one save. The Saints nearly were able to capitalize, but not this time. USF has stopped the bleeding though. They got through that rough patch, and now they seem to have regrouped a little.
Just under 90 seconds. Nitrix working this ball, no boost to his name. Yagami, no boost to his name, so it's basically a 2v2 towards this ball. Sap looking for a chance on goal. Cleared away from Spoods again. Spoods working that left side. This one's going to have an opportunity to get centered in front, but no. It's going to be Phil Clutch with a good 50. Going to knock that back into the corner, but Nitrix out front. Ball gets touched just a little bit, but over the head of Christian, as now Spoods going to work that back line. Good opportunity for him now. Cleared again. Back and forth we go. Under a minute to go.
Oh God, here comes Clutch though. Phil Clutch trying to get the rebound on top of it. Yagami is going to get the go-ahead here with a minute left to go after the first initial setup there from Phil.
Another inch to the left, an inch to the right. That one's staying out, but just squeezes in between Spoods and the post. And USF with a late goal going to take the 1-0 lead. And now St. Clair, it's all or nothing here.
Yeah, 50 seconds left to go here, and it immediately goes right back to the Saints zone. Just absolutely terrifying here for the Saints as they need something quickly to get themselves into at least an overtime opportunity to stop this, or rather to keep this tournament run going. But when the ball is just going through the crease like that over and over and over again, it's heart-stopping every single time. You know the nerves are racking. Here, heck, I'm nervous and I'm just on the desk, let alone if you're a player.
20 seconds remain. St. Clair, no pressure towards the USF zone, but here we go, up the left side. It's going to be a 3-on-1 towards this. Spoots trying to battle it towards the middle of the point, but no boost left over the head. Here's Phil Clutch looking to ice this one away. Shot on goal, and that one goes in. And USF will be moving on to the losers finals.
Absolutely. We saw exactly what happened there, where all three of the Saints ended up pushing up forward for that offensive opportunity. And sure, Spoods was back there, but he had nothing in the tank to try and answer what Phil and the rest of USF had pulled through. So unless there's some sort of miracle, this one is done. And sure enough, it is absolutely over. USF, fantastic series, well fought, and good tournament run here for the Saints as well. Don't get me wrong, but our journey ends at 4th.
They end up 4th and so close. And you got to think if they win that game, they had a real good chance of moving on and beating Syracuse as well, who's honestly been sitting around for about an hour or so. So would have been cold. And USF now with that potential, fantastic run out of St. Clair throughout the lower bracket. Again, didn't put themselves in an ideal situation, but they made the most of it.
Absolutely, and to be fair, like all of these, like you were saying, well-fought matches. It's not like they just rolled over and died. Like from till the very end, they were fighting their way through, but just could not quite get the job done this time, which is definitely depressing. I would have loved to have seen them make the CCA Summer Series, so we had some more action to see of them throughout the summer. But it looks like unless another league comes around, which I mean isn't the worst chance. You never know. There could be one-off tournaments or other things that could happen, but we might not see the squad until September now. So a little sad there, but nonetheless, well fought, everybody.
Yeah, very well fought, and got to tip the hat to Nitrix for coming in and playing as well as he did. He had a fantastic Saturday. So going into next season with Nitrix potentially on the team again, you got to be real comfortable to have a guy like that as your substitute.
Oh, 100%. Just on the roster in general, doesn't matter what. Whether you're starting that day or you're starting some other day, just always a pleasure to have all of our Saints here. And Nitrix, again, doesn't necessarily get as much field time as the rest of them during the regular season, at least in the past. But definitely, at least personally, I'm thinking, making a good case for himself as to why maybe it should be utilized a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And yeah, definitely impressed all day today. And just before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout out to Daniil, who's been nominated for the NACE Broadcast Talent of the Year.
Yes.
A huge honor. So happy for him with how hard he works at everything he does, whether it's coaching FGC or in the back room or on this desk right here. Congratulations to him. I think he's a prime candidate to win it. I'm hoping that is the case, but again, congrats to him. Well deserved.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see what the NACE membership thinks of that. But I know personally I'm in the same boat. Basically, it's always a pleasure when your work gets recognized, and to be recognized by NACE. Like some people, like some schools might not see it highly. At least personally, I think of it as it's something extremely valuable and absolutely incredible to get nominated in the first place. But definitely has had quite the year to warrant the victory. So I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be St. Clair dropping in the top 4 placement, just coming short of a chance to play in the Summer Series, but a good effort nonetheless.
Absolutely.
As St. Clair, they did everything they could. Obviously, not having Vesh in the lineup hurts just a little bit, but again, Nitrix coming in, playing as well as he did. Nothing to be disappointed about if you're the St. Clair Saints. And well, that's going to do it for us here on the broadcast. And congratulations to USF and Syracuse, one of which will move on to the Summer Series League play. So thank you all again so much for tuning in. It's been a fun ride so far today. And again, St. Clair will be back in September.